We're doing this in Kyle.
All right, welcome back to the Opinion Planet podcast. Took a break for a week. Here we are. I'm your host, Nocam.
Episode 39. It's about time. I'm your other host, Amadeus Kyouma.
And I'm the other host, GymBagBob.
How was your guys' week? What'd you do?
I went to a funeral yesterday.
Exciting?
Hell yeah. Did he wake up?
He was cremated.
Oh,
Did he wake up?
I mean, I guess he wake
You know, like from Sandman, from Spider-Man?
up. I mean, I guess that it's less weird looking at an urn as opposed to like actually seeing a fucking dead
Yeah,
guy.
because you can
It's also a lot
disassociate.
cheaper.
It's like,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm told there's a dead guy in there.
Yeah, but like you don't
Yeah.
know. You take it on word of big
Yeah,
urn.
big urn.
that There's a guy.
They probably just dump the ashes in the toilet and give you sand.
I mean, I don't really want to be the guy that knows the inner workings. I don't want to be the guy that has to flip the switch to burn the body. But yeah, it's the funeral seating arrangements. Do you wanna talk about that? Because that seems so fucking stupid to me. Like, I get that
Yeah.
it doesn't really matter, but at the same time, like, it kind of fucking matters.
So the person that died was my stepdad's father.
Yeah.
So I was like family. It wasn't just Anyway, yeah. So you know how like in funerals, the first like 2 or so rows are like the family members.
Yeah.
So as like the family's supposed to be lined up to walk in after everyone's in there with the music playing. So it was his wife, and then her 2 kids with their respective partners and the kids from their partners and whatever. And then the second row was just a random lady with a walker. Like, no one really knew who she was. She was just kind of there. She got the row to her entire self.
What?
So like the dude's actual like 2 sons that are still alive had to sit in the 3rd row, and it was just so stupid.
I don't get
like
it.
you would think
If that happened to
You
me, I
think
would have
of
taken initiative and
biological-
just sat up front.
Yeah. No, you would think if it was like, the biological kids to the person that died should maybe be in the
Why
front
didn't they
row.
just sit up there?
Because, like, I don't know.
Well,
You don't wanna
yeah,
go
he's
to see
scared
the
that the pastor's going to do something. What, he's going to smite you?
It's just, I don't know. But then, like, there's the other part of me that was thinking, like, I mean, because he's my stepfather, so, like, when it comes to the point where he dies and I'm at his funeral, I wouldn't want to be, like, in the 2nd or 3rd row. I'd want to be in the 1st row.
No,
But,
if
like,
someone else is taking up our spots in the first row, we're get the fuck back.
yeah. No,
Yeah, that's kind of...
like, I understand to like a certain point, but at least the 2nd row, man. Like, the lady with the walker did not need to be taking up
was
an
she
entire
telling
row
people, like,
to
get the
herself.
fuck back, this is my spot?
No, like, because my stepdad did not know who the
Well,
fuck
then,
she was. Like,
so
at
nobody
all.
like walked up and like, hey, are you at the right spot? The nursing home is across the
But
street.
she was with the family. So, unless it was like some sort of extended family member to his stepmom.
I guess that could go either way. You could be like, hey, you're in my fucking spot, and then it turns out they were like super close to them and you didn't know that. But I mean, I feel like if it was my father or some shit, then like I would know, who he would be associated with and whatnot.
But no, it was an interesting funeral.
Interesting. Yeah. I've the closest I've been to going to another funeral is being on funeral details through the military. It's where you fold the flag and shit, and then the sergeant passes the flag to the family member.
Is it fun?
I mean, it's not bad. I mean, it always means that you get a day off because it's always on the weekend. It's always annoying to like
Yeah.
have to like prepare for it, and then, but by the time it's over with, you realize how easy it is, and even if you fuck up, it's like a play. They're not really gonna
Yeah.
like critique you, even if they like. People will say like, "Hey, there's gonna be like people in the crowd that were veterans," but even then, they respect the fact that you actually showed up and tried. So yeah, it's not the end of the world. It's not fun, but
Yeah, that's fair. I've been to 2 funerals, one for my grandpa. I don't remember a whole
yeah.
lot. I didn't really feel too bad because, like, as a kid, he was, a fun grandpa, and then having to live with him for a year kind of soured my opinion of
Okay.
him. So I don't really remember a whole lot of that one. And then I went to Molly's sister's husband's father's funeral, right? Wake.
You did not go to the funeral.
What's the okay? I went to the wake. Um,
Or, yeah.
What is the difference?
So so for funerals, there's usually three like separate little thingies. The wake is like the day before the funeral. Typically, people will come, just kind of like give their like regard to the like family, be like, oh, so sorry for your loss and stuff. Like, it's just kind of something like that. You come and go.
yeah.
I guess that's the wake and the visitation thing are the same thing, I guess. But visitation is typically the same day as the funeral, just like an hour before the actual funeral starts. So like you can still go pay your respects to the family, give them the card, sympathy cards,
Sure.
whatever, but you don't stay for the funeral. The actual funeral is where you sit down in the church and like they talk, play music, read stuff from the Bible.
Yeah.
Just like
Okay.
talk about the person's life and stuff.
I mean, if I had my way when I die, I think just having a funeral is plenty. You don't need to like make the people that are still alive try and host, figure out, plan, coordinate the other 2 events. I don't want to be.
No, and then there's the lunch at the end of the funeral, where the family normally will invite the guests that attended the funeral to come down and eat a
Motherfucker,
No.
I don't want to eat with you.
I would do a grand dinner, and then there has to be a winner for like they do like a Kahoot during the dinner service. Whoever wins gets my earnings, and then um, if for any reason like nobody really gets all the answers right, then my body just drops into an incinerator.
I thought you were just gonna say it drops from the
My
ceiling.
body just drops from I like that better. My body just drops from the ceiling and just plops right in the middle of the dinner table.
If you die before either of us, we should plan your funeral.
Yeah, dude. Shit's coming on.
I'll stuff you with like a lot of extra pig's
Yeah.
blood. Just like when you splat, it'll be.
Dude, pig's blood and confetti.
That is awful.
Hey, it's more fun to like have fun with
Yeah.
your death than just like, because it's a morbid subject. All right, the person's dead, they're gone, they're never
Yeah.
coming back. I don't know. Like I get both sides of it. Where like you pay your respects, you're somber, you take you take it in by being serious. Um, I don't know. Maybe I just don't like those type of events because I'm uncomfortable in that environment. So I'd rather just like have my own funeral
Yeah,
be a more. I mean, yeah, just acknowledge the fact that I'm dead and like say all the great things that I did in my life, but you don't have to wear all black. Just have fun.
I'm kind of the same
Make
way.
some fucking
I've
jokes.
been to like an actual. I mean, obviously, I went to my step grandfather's funeral. I didn't really have a lot of attachment to him, but I did have a good friend when I was younger. He died in a car
Mhm.
accident. Him and his brother both, because they didn't have their seatbelts on, and they both died in the back seat. So I got to go to his funeral, and it was an open casket. So that was very eye-opening to me when I was younger.
Yeah,
And then I gave him
and you were.
I gave him like a toy car to go with him.
That's sweet.
Yeah, I forgot what
Hey,
the
it's
significance of
not
the toy car was. I think like it was because he liked.
Yeah, he liked
No,
cars.
I don't even think it was the. Yeah, I mean he liked cars, but
Was it because he died in a car?
dude, that's
That's
fucked up.
what I was just
Oh, I didn't think about that. That's fucked up. No.
This is what you die
Yeah,
in. Take it
it's
with you.
fucked, dude. I think it was like a Inspector Gadget or some shit, like little car, because
Okay.
he liked that. But no, he's like a
Yeah.
big on tractors and
Okay.
shit. But
Okay. I'm sure you were like a young. I don't think as a kid you had malice or
no,
like you're trying to
fuck
be
no.
funny. I mean, I guess it's like if you have an alcoholic family member who dies, I'm sure they'd appreciate if you left a bottle in the
Yeah,
casket with them. Like I don't think that's really disrespectful. It depends on who it is that died.
Yeah.
All right, it depends on who it is.
yeah.
But yeah, sounds like a fun week. Anything else?
No.
Yeah, me neither this week. I mean, I got a haircut. I look weird. Um, we missed it with last week's episode, I think, but I went to a concert. Or did we already talk about this? I don't think we did. I mean, either way, I'm
Okay.
not going to get into the details. It was probably the best concert I've ever been to. It was very fun. For what, like $70 in total? Well, I mean, I spent 120 on merch, so like, we'll just say for
Yeah.
220. Yeah, that was probably the best concert experience I've ever been
You
to.
ever meet any fans while you're there?
Yeah, actually, so when I was waiting in line, because we got there about like 2.5 hours
Mm-hmm.
early, we were chatting with random people. I already forgot their names, but the two people in front of us, they were both SoundCloud musicians, and they were showing me their shit. And I told them, yeah, as soon as I get back, I'll make sure to, look you guys up on Spotify and add you to my favorites. I mean, it wasn't dog shit, their music. It
Hey,
wasn't like
why didn't you say,
great.
hey, we can collab with the
I
podcast?
said that I run a podcast.
Yeah.
I said it's Opinion Planet podcast, and they never looked.
All right, what assholes then? Fuck them. Fuck them and their fucking SoundCloud rapping.
I mean, maybe I can get one guy because Isaac he got one of the guys' snaps, so maybe I can maybe we can get like an actual musician to a
Yeah.
professional musician to do some sound work for us. But I don't know. That was pretty interesting. Um, yeah. Otherwise, I've almost been with my job for a year. It's like what 9 days? Yeah, 9 days away. 6 days away. Yeah, 6 days away from being a year. So that's kind of cool. Um, yeah. I mean, otherwise, in my personal life, fuck all has happened. Everything's the same.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I got the Crown Vic. I got that brought into a shop finally.
Yeah.
So hopefully at some point next week I can actually start driving it again. But
I feel like you've been saying that for a while.
this time, like, I'm not waiting on myself, all right? I'm waiting on a
Yeah.
shop to get the parts and just install it. So this will be the last week I say it should be done by the
Okay.
end of this week.
Awesome. Well, we'll see you next episode.
unless they literally take for fucking ever to finish it, which would kind of be annoying, but whatever.
Right.
Not my problem. But yeah, I mean, my personal life was boring, but the rest of the world, it moves on. It has some crazy things. Let's just get this topic over with because we've been trying to talk about it for a while. Um,
All right,
4B.
fuck you. First off, what the fuck? I
What?
can't talk about my weekend.
Oh, your week.
My
Yeah.
week.
Well,
Yeah,
I guess.
I
Yeah,
didn't
go
do
for
much, did I? Huh. All right. So,
it.
according to
No,
this,
you didn't jump.
I didn't actually. I haven't
Then
in a
nothing
while.
happened.
And then like they always like check my jump log and they're like, "Whoa, you haven't jumped since April." And like I've been fucking saying that. So
Since
yes,
April?
so I gotta
Oh my
get
god.
fucking hooked up. I gotta get like a fake jump put in or something because somebody did that for a shit bag. So I fucking better get it. But anyway,
I thought you had it. Otherwise, you got like fired.
huh?
I thought you had to jump like once a month. Otherwise, they kick
That
you
doesn't
out.
make any sense. Why would they spend all that money and then if you don't make a jump, you get kicked out? They cancel jumps all the time.
I just
No,
remember. I thought I
it's
remember
if
you
you
saying.
don't jump in 6 months, or usually you want to jump every 3 months. No, that's like the standard. Every 6 months, uh, you have to jump, otherwise you're gonna lose your jump pay, like that little $150 a month. And if you go over that, then you got to start paying it back, or you jump
So you,
more to, get that money back.
so you're having to pay jump pay back.
It wouldn't be until like the end of my contract or some shit. When it's like, oh, we're looking through your finances. Oh, you gotta spend all this. You gotta pay all this back. So yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah. How was your week?
besides that, it was pretty good. I was I'm actually putting in effort to actually consciously lose weight. Before it was just kind of, I won't eat like shit and I'll go for runs here and there. The fuck? I don't even drink sodas. I barely ever did to begin with.
That's good. That's good.
Um, but yeah, and then I just like kind of set up a schedule. I'm gonna swim Monday and Friday. I'm gonna run Tuesday and Thursday, and
Right.
then I'm gonna go to the gym and do like weights, back or core on Wednesday. And then that's just after work. Before work, I'm also doing shit as well.
Yeah.
But it was nice because we went to
Sounds like you're
the
following.
fucking pool like just yesterday, and it was really nice. Like it's literally like
Yeah.
across the street, and they updated their hours,
Damn.
so I can actually go. Um,
It's been like over 2 years since I've gone swimming.
yeah,
I kind of
it
miss
was
it
weird
actually.
because I haven't swam in like 2 years either. Um, yeah, and then just like actually just counting my calories. So like it
Yeah.
goes back and forth between I didn't know I could eat that much while staying within my deficit, and also
Hmm.
I didn't know there was that much in in that content or in those contents. So it's just
Yeah.
an interesting it's an interesting thing. Also
Yeah.
quitting fucking nicotine at the same time. So I got two things that I was like addicted to, which is like, eating fun shit and nicotine.
Yeah.
So
I mean, the quitting the nicotine isn't that bad. I've done it multiple times.
yeah.
It kind of sucks for like the first week,
Eh,
and then after the first week, like it gets a little bit
Yeah.
easier, and then you just have to like resist. If you're really trying to quit, the biggest temptation is going to be like when you're around people to just say, whatever, fuck it, and then you do it, and
See,
then you
that's
start to like,
that's the
well, I
thing.
mean, I've
Yeah.
proven that I can quit it, so I'm gonna go back to it because I can quit whenever I
It
want
was
to, and
yeah,
that's
it's the
fine.
social pressure. Like I'm good at doing it on my own, but when Tracy would offer me one at work, it would like I would fold every time until like the last time he offered it to me. And then I was like, nah, I can't. I can't. But it's almost better now because I'm not saying it's good. All right. But that temptation is gone now because he's officially leaving. So he's going to his next adventure.
Damn.
So
Your tempter is gone.
yeah, it's a new season started. He's
Damn.
so yeah,
Goodbye,
we
Tracy.
had
It was nice knowing you.
yeah, I think it was great. I think we had a lot of great times. It was like the whole 2 years I was here.
Yeah. Damn, it's like fucking high school all over again. You make a good friend, and
Yeah,
then,
they just
yeah, my mom has a new boyfriend, and you're moving
yeah,
to the city.
exactly. Exactly. But yeah, and it was funny because when they announced his going away, because they do like a little like ceremony thing where the guy goes up there, does a little speech.
Yeah.
But when they
Yep.
or 1 second. Fuck Discord. Uh when they announced his going away, they said Tracy. Yeah,
That's good. That's his real name anyway.
for people who don't know, it's actually just Trace. But I think it's and so I just started calling it Tracy because people would always fuck it up. But this
Yeah.
that was pretty good. And then yeah. Anyway,
I think his name is Tracy. His name
yeah,
is
it's
Tracy.
it's Tracy now. It's just cemented. Anyway, we're sending him a OPP shirt. Yeah, with appreciation to GymBagBob.
Yeah. So if you're a longtime guest and we like you enough, you might get a shirt free
Yeah,
of charge.
emphasis on the mic.
Right. Yeah, it's a big emphasis. You have to be like pretty good.
You have to be Tracy level. And we actually made a couple videos that I still need to finish editing. So one's almost done.
Nice.
Anyway, yeah, so that happened. He's gone. We're moving buildings within our work. So like literally everything, I feel like there's like a big transition. I'm turning into a new person. Work is changing.
Yeah.
People are leaving.
Well, hey, it's new year.
Yeah,
new you.
it
Coming
is.
up.
And yeah, so just today I went outside to play soccer and we were just kicking into the net and I thought it was pretty fun. And then these random guys walked up and like, "Hey, you want to play soccer with us? We could do like 7-on-6." And then we're like, I don't know. We're not that good." And they're like, "Oh, don't worry. We're not that good either. It's not, we're just playing for fun.
Yeah.
We're just teaching some guy how to kick." And then all of
Yeah.
a sudden they're like they're doing like a lineup. You have 2 team captains, they're like picking people from a team. Obviously, we're picked last because, they're all buddies and they don't know us.
Yeah.
So so I'm on this guy's team and my other friends or my friends are on the other team. And then I'm trying to follow around the ball, like one does in soccer. And then the fucking team captain says like, "Hey bro, come back here. Stand over there. You're in the middle. Soccer's all about zones." Like, okay. So immediately they like then and there I realized that all right, I'm sabotaging these fucks because I gotta go soon and do the podcast. So I think at some point, some guy literally fell 2 feet to the ground and started doing that soccer thing where they're like on their fucking back and doing oh, and then like everyone kind of thought it was fake for a second. But no, he was, I guess, genuinely injured somehow.
Jesus.
I felt bad because I kind of laughed out loud because we were just joking about it a little bit ago.
Yeah, you think it's fake because like every fucking soccer player ever, like, oh, they take a little tumble and their fucking spine is misaligned
Exactly.
now or some shit.
And then someone was screaming medic. Yes. So anyway, when that happened, I took the advantage and walked over to the other team. And I had a couple like interesting interactions, my buddy kept saying like, "Hey man, you should go back over there." And I'm like, "Nah, I'm gonna start doing some shit."
Yeah.
All right, I guess the first time I was really tempted, like the ball went finally went to my area. So I was really tempted to just like punt it into the parking lot. But then I just passed it to someone who was not my team. So I looked like an idiot.
Yeah.
And then I went to opposite sides. That's when someone on my team kicked it to me. And then I just kicked it like straight back. And he was like, hey. It's like, I thought he was on my team. And then someone said, then why did you pass it to him? So like they're gaslighting him. And then the last part of when we're actually playing, some dude was running around with the soccer ball, and I ran right in front of him. And this guy was on the team I used to be on.
Yeah.
And then like I was just shuffling in front of him, and then just trying to like do like a fake out, and then he missed the goal. He was like, "Hey, bro, you're on my team." He was like screaming at me. He did one of those arm things where he's like, "Oh my god," because he missed the goal.
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
Taking it too seriously, man.
Yeah, mind you, they said that they weren't taking it too seriously, like in the beginning. It's like, oh, we're not that good.
I mean, to be fair, I'd say the same thing. Like before I play any competitive sport,
Yeah, I mean, I
like,
guess
it's just a
yeah.
friendly game. I know with friends,
If
and
I'm
then I get
if
into
I'm
it.
playing like opposing sides with like a buddy or something, obviously I'm gonna try and win. I'm gonna be a little bit of a tryhard, but I just think it's funny because we're just random people that recruited, and like, how can you get mad at me, bro? Maybe I'm that. What if I'm that like actually that stupid? And then people
That's a
kept
good
telling me
person.
and like reminding me like, hey, you're supposed to be on that team. And then I just look at them and like nod. Oh shit, seriously? And then I just keep playing the other team. It was pretty. And then I realized, so we finally made it to like 6:28. It's almost time to go. I still need to take a shower. And they said, all right, let's switch up the teams because people are confused somehow. We got people running on this side when they're not supposed to. And then I said, well, what are we switching the teams out for? So fucking confusing. Like shaking my head, and I walk to the bag, grab my shit, and then I walk off, and they're like, you're leaving, bro? No, we're changing up the teams. Where are you going?
I hope they see you like at some point. Just that
Yeah.
fucking dumbass. Oh.
Dude, I don't know. Maybe I have too much anger issues that like the fact that it took only that guy to be just a little bit of a cuck to me for me to do that.
No, that's not anger issues. That's you saw an opportunity.
And you took it.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah. So anyway, that was me playing soccer. I had some fun.
Nice. It's getting wintry for us. Playing outdoor sports is not going to be very common for the next couple of months.
You can still
Unfortunately.
play soccer in the winter. Or there's ice skating.
No.
Ice skating's fun. We're gonna go ice skating tomorrow if we
can't.
can.
I don't know how to skate.
Then learn.
The last time I tried to ice skate, I fractured my elbow.
Then try again.
No, I'm good.
Lazy and boring.
Wasn't my thing.
Just walk it off.
You just walk it
It's
off.
not-
I should have
You
said
fractured your
that to the guy who fell during soccer. Walk it off.
Yeah. I knew a girl who fractured
Yeah.
her elbow. All right. You should be better.
Stop crying, bro. You're a grown ass adult in the military. Stop crying.
Yeah. That's good. I mean, I was discussing with a coworker, like combat sports, like he's a guest who's been on here. He's never gonna listen to this episode, but I was talking with Justin about like, UFC and boxing and Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. We can talk about that more because we both fucking watched it.
Yeah.
But yeah, primarily we were just talking about like me versus him, and like I was saying, if we both have 6 months of training, that like I think I have a reasonable chance to win. All right, I don't think I'm
Yeah.
gonna steamroll because he. I'm just saying, like, if we both have 6 months to actually prepare. It's our full-time job. I think I could, I have some advantages. I'm slightly taller, a bit more arm reach, and if it's just boxing or MMA, whatever. But like, he was constantly saying, "No, I've been in motorcycle accidents. My adrenaline would just kick in."
That doesn't make
It's
any
just like,
sense. If anything, that
frustrating.
just means
It
that he's
doesn't
more
work.
susceptible to brain damage or
I should have
yeah.
said that. Oh, fuck. That's good.
Yeah, no, that he's a bit stupid.
No, he just look. When we get him on, we can talk to him about combat sports.
He suffered from brain damage through that before.
I don't think it's been diagnosed, but like he has said that he was like taking a corner at like 70 or 80 miles an hour while on a motorcycle, and he slipped, and he fell, and he showed me a photo of his face, and it looked
That
pretty
doesn't make
fucked
any.
up.
So is he under like the assumption that the more times you go through like fucked up shit, you just get more adrenaline? Or is he saying I just know how
You
to
get more
control my
points.
adrenaline?
I think I know how to control my adrenaline, and also like I've proven to have immense pain tolerance. Like it's a bit different. Like I
But
think
getting
like the
fucking
overall
road
idea you're trying to create.
fucking getting what is it, road burn is different than or road rash is different than getting punched in the fucking face. Yeah.
Repeatedly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be a very different
I mean, I've
feeling.
done combatives. I always joke about like, I've done combatives one in the military, so like I know what I'm doing. I could absolutely kick your ass. But like if
Yeah. Well, he was
if it was the
crossing
same
boxing,
scenario
so that
between me and you, and obviously you're a bit taller and you have a little bit more arm reach, sure. I
a
think
bit.
okay, buddy. But yeah, I think if it was the same situation, then yeah, we'd both have like an ample chance.
Yeah. What about us right now? Just like
I mean,
as
I'd
we
kick your
are now.
ass,
It's just a straight
but
boxing match. You think
yeah,
you'd kick
I've
my
been punched in
ass?
the face before.
Okay.
They did the
Have two different.
discombobulate on me and thought it would do something. All right.
Look, I'll just like all the pent up anger I've ever had at you for whatever fucking reason, like it's just gonna come bursting forth, and I'm gonna get a fucking massive, and I'm just gonna.
You're gonna get a massive what?
It's gonna be a massive. I really want to like. Okay, I'm curious. I want to see how well I can take a punch in the face, like with a boxing glove. I think next time you come.
I mean, it's not that bad. It's just a little like surprising.
Yeah,
But I had to do it and
I
then
think.
like clinch them so they wouldn't like punch me anymore.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's good if like we can find a place where there's like some gym mats or whatever, like a semi-professional boxing ring. This could be a fun thing to
That would
do.
actually be kind of fun to like
Yeah,
even with like zero experience, just like trying to see like what we can
yeah,
like take advantage of. See who's like quicker at
yeah,
dodging, quicker on their feet.
yeah. It'd be curious. I
Because
don't know.
that's
I
a
think it
big
could be
thing
fun.
too is stamina. That's why I think that I would have just a slightly better chance, just because I have
No,
more stamina.
my mentality though.
What? What does that have to do with anything?
I just wouldn't give up.
Yeah, neither would I.
Or,
Dude, I just want to say, like, within the first couple of weeks of being in my organization, all right, my boss challenged me to wrestle in his own front yard, and I won. All right.
all right, I think we can have you fight Logan Paul then.
I'm not going to, all right, because he's taller than me. I
I
don't.
think.
Does
All right,
does
if you were
height
given
factor into weight class or like the different classes?
no, it doesn't factor into weight class. You can like be. I mean, most people aren't going to be like 2 feet taller when you're still in the same weight
Yeah.
class, but like I think you can be in the same weight class and you can be like 5, 6,
Yeah.
7 inches taller than the other guy, and that you can still, in like boxing and MMA fights, you can still fight each other. It's not gonna
Yeah.
like never happen. Because then only really tall guys would fight, and there's not a whole lot of really tall guys. So
So you want me to fight Logan Paul, not Jake Paul?
No, so okay. What if you were given 6 months of pure training? How do you think you'd stack up against Jake Paul?
Probably not well. You know, he has a lot more training. He knows how to. I mean, depends. Like, are the training
They've
equivalent?
done it longer.
Well, I mean, he's gonna train like how he normally trains, but you're given unlimited time, money, and resources to prepare for your 6
I
months of
still think
training.
I won't do well because I don't know where to begin. Like, I don't know where would I go. You know, who would be the
All
best
right, all
trainer?
the
Would I
coaches,
talk to Joe Rogan?
all the coaches, all the coaches. No, all the coaches would be
Okay.
provided for. Like you don't have to worry about
And
any of that. So you just have 6 months of pure grind. Like all the logistics is taken care of. It's just,
6 months of pure
do you
grind.
think? Yeah, do you think? Because what he's been boxing for, I don't fucking know. I mean, I guess I can just look it up. When was his first boxing bout? Um, his first match was in January of 2020. So let's just say he's been training since like mid 2019, maybe like before that, because I think he and Logan were also wrestlers back in high school. But let's just say he's been training since
Okay.
2019 in boxing. You have 6 months to prepare.
You said 20 what?
His first boxing match was in January of 2020, so I'm assuming he was training like a couple months before
So
that.
yeah, maybe in like 2019 or some shit. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. His first match was against fucking Dead Jake.
Okay. As I am now, and I start like right now, 6 months away, maybe I can make something happen.
Yeah, I mean, really,
I mean, it's all the
he's
matches are
lot.
fake anyway. Like, have you seen like there's like a little clip of, you know, Tyson had the advantage. He had an opening and was about to go for it, but like pulled himself back.
Yeah. Well, okay, this is good that you mentioned this. So I haven't actually looked up any of this to verify if it's true, but we saw that script, the fight night. That script is fake, but
Yeah.
there was a contract that was supposedly leaked, and this contract stipulates that if you knock him out within like the first round, you basically get fucking nothing for money. But if you guys go all the way to round 8, Jake Paul never gets knocked out. You get 20 million, he gets 40 million. There was also an interview clip where a small child was asking him about like his legacy and what this fight means for it. And his response was so fucking depressing to this little
Oh
girl.
yeah, I
But it
saw
was
that.
funny.
Yeah.
It was some shit like, what the fuck does my legacy matter when I'm dead and gone? Like, that's just bullshit. It doesn't mean anything.
Which I think is
So
that
it
was
sounded
stupid.
depressing.
I think that was a stupid response.
But I kind of get it because, like, I can understand him. Once he's dead, what the fuck is he going to care about his legacy? All right. He would rather have 20 million for his currently alive
I
family, for his
mean,
kids.
I guess from a more like
That's going to be.
logical standpoint, yeah. But I mean, if he
So,
wants
like,
to go down and like not look like a sellout, then you know,
I mean, I don't know. I kind of get it though. I mean, my preference would have been like he demolishes Jake Paul round
yeah,
1. I would have loved to see that. But if I'm him, I can also understand saying, fuck it. This is my name is worth more to my family, and the money can bring them than just like the legacy of being Mike Tyson's
yeah,
kids. The money that I can get by losing this fight and dragging it out and not giving it my all will help them more than whatever my amazing legacy is.
okay,
I don't blame him. I mean, it's not what I would have wanted to see. I wanted to see Mike demolish Jake Paul because I think he could have. I think, I mean, conspiracy theories aside, the training videos, and I get that like once you're actually in the fight, it's different.
yeah,
But like, you don't train for fucking 2 minutes like of endurance. If your trainer is semi-competent, which I'd imagine they are, because I'm
yeah,
thinking of this, they would be pushing you non-fucking stop. They would be doing sparring rounds for minutes, 30, 20-minute sparring bouts just to like, you know, test your endurance, make sure you're trying to go all out, see how well you can
yeah.
keep it up. So I don't know. That fight was fucking stupid just for the fact that I couldn't watch it.
Yeah.
After the first two fights, um, that shit pissed me off. But like, aside from that, I don't know. I was reading though, like even would be UFC champions, they didn't even start their career until they were like
Yeah.
30. So I still.
I mean, I saw Penguin Zero video on it, and he's like, well, obviously, I was going to watch that shit anyway because I already knew that, nothing was going to happen.
Okay, buddy.
Like it was
fucking
still interesting
hey,
to
look,
like be there in the
whatever.
moment.
Yeah.
Like the fights before weren't
as a
bad
kid,
either. So
yeah, they weren't like. So I've been watching a lot more uh MMA, UFC, and boxing fights. Like I've always had a little bit of an interest of it ever since like fucking
yeah,
2020 playing UFC with a friend. But I've been watching like professional, legendary boxer fights. There's this one fucking guy. The way he moves, it pisses off his enemies because he moves like he's in a fucking anime. All right, and it's just funny to watch. He does
okay,
over exaggerated. All right, I need to find this fucking guy. He's also interesting because he had a Naruto headband on.
no, okay, so he's definitely
With the fucking
inspired.
anime. What is no, not Israel Adesanya. I don't fucking care. What is his name? But no, it's just I out of all the sports, I think boxing and UFC are by far the most fun to watch.
Yeah,
Maybe I just like it. I don't know because it can be like some of the times it's really fucking boring, but other times it's there's an art to it. It is their genuine skill. I pirated my first ever UFC event because I got to see my favorite
yeah.
fighter fight for the first time since like 2021. The guy's basically undefeated. He only has one loss, and that loss doesn't even really count as a loss
How so?
anymore. But so early days of the UFC, they had banned the 12-6 elbow. Like you can't elbow someone if they're on the ground from like a straight 12 o'clock position. The reasoning was that they saw videos of people smashing concrete bricks by doing that,
Okay,
but like you can punch through a concrete brick, you can axe kick through a
right.
concrete brick. So they've recently reversed that ruling. 12-6 elbows are legal now. So his only loss by disqualification, it's not really a loss if the current rules are changed. It's like, you're in jail for marijuana possession, and then like 10 years later, they changed the law. It's perfectly legal
Yep.
now. So you're not really in jail anymore, or you shouldn't be.
That's interesting. All right.
What is his fucking name? Why is YouTube so shit? All right, you know what? Give me a moment. No, I was just gonna say like I was hyped for the Mike versus Jake fight just because. I mean, as a fucking kid, I knew who Mike Tyson was because he was in movies and shit. And he's a boxer, and then you find out, oh, he bit someone's
Yeah.
ear off. Oh, that's
No, I've
interesting.
always wanted to see like an actual live Mike Tyson fight too. So
I've been looking at his primetime fights, and yeah, he's a good fuck. He was one of the best fucking
yeah,
boxers. The way he moved, you could just tell that he fucking got in people's heads. The first guy to really beat him, he this one's an interesting story. So the guy's name was Buster
yeah.
Douglas, and his mom had died like 2 days before the fight. And in the middle of the fight, Buster Douglas gets knocked the fuck down. You think it's over. He's saved by the bell. He goes to his corner, and like he says later that he just heard his mom's voice saying, "You promised me you're gonna win." So literally, with the power of his dead mom, he knocked out Mike Tyson. That was Mike Tyson's first
Damn.
loss. Then he fought him again, and Mike lost again. I don't know. It was some Shakespeare shit. The only thing that could defeat Mike Tyson was a boy's love for his mother.
That's insane.
But no, I don't know. I just like it more. It's more fun to watch than other sports. All right, football, it's kind of fucking boring, unless like big plays happen. UFC, it's like or boxing. I don't know. Big plays are more likely to happen a lot quicker. The rounds are way shorter. And if you get like a really good fighter against another really good fighter, it's just entertaining to watch. But that's just
Yep.
me. Molly,
Yeah.
what are your thoughts about like combat sports?
I don't care for them.
Why?
I don't know. They just aren't entertaining to me. I don't find it fun watching people beat each other up. It's just not entertaining to me. That's about all
What
I
if you're in a
have
public
to say
place
about
and
it.
like you see someone like get dropped, like in one punch? That wouldn't be interesting to you? You wouldn't tell that story later?
I'd probably call the cops. And I'd tell them what I saw.
I mean, what are the police gonna do? What if this guy's on a rampage, just one punching people around the bar?
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. I'd probably be like, yo, I saw some crazy fucking shit. But it wouldn't be like oh, so cool seeing that. I'd just be like, I hope the other dude's fucking okay.
No, I need to wait. Okay.
Yeah.
For me, sports, I am a lot more of a fan of a sport that has a form of a ball. Basketball, soccer, football, fucking tennis. I'd rather watch someone play tennis than
That's
people
interesting
boxing
because
each other.
I'd rather watch like a boxing match or like MMA over like watching soccer or baseball.
Yeah.
Unless I'm in
Same.
person
Easily.
for any of those, I feel like boxing just trumps them. Even dude, like watching the people box in person, that was kind of fun. Like you just kind of get in there.
Yeah. I'm sending you clips.
You kind of like
I'm
almost
sending you
get
clips
like a
of it.
dose of their adrenaline just watching. So close.
Yeah. I'm sending you TikTok clips of this fucking guy. It's he's cartoonish and kind of an asshat, but it's like fun to watch. So I think I want to see this guy fight Jake Paul. All right.
I don't know. Maybe it's also just different for me since I played like sports, so I appreciate them
Yeah,
more.
I've never played sports before. I don't even know what
Well,
soccer is.
like, okay, I meant like on a fucking. I played basketball in school for 5 fucking years.
Yeah.
Like, it's probably just I have more of a appreciation for the sport or something. I don't know. But no, I think it's stupid watching men fight. That's
I don't know. I like watching men fight sometimes. I mean, I think generally men fighting is more entertaining than women fighting, but women fighting can also be kind of entertaining. Have you ever seen a women's fight?
like professionally.
Yeah, yeah.
No. But again,
If you wait,
I don't find it entertaining watching people beat other
does
people up.
It's like skillful.
does that
Okay.
mean you've seen a
See, she just got kicked in the fucking face.
Yeah, I don't fucking give a shit.
Okay, so that's like one of the best. All right, let's look at basketball highlights. I don't know. Maybe it's just different strokes, different folks. It's
yo? I like this guy. He's like dancing around and
yeah.
shit too.
The way he dodges punches is so
Yeah.
fucking exaggerated sometimes. He's just fun to watch.
So his name is
This is
Ben
what-
Whitaker.
Yeah,
Okay.
Ben Whitaker. Yeah.
Yeah, I
wanna
have to
watch that
watch some
whole
more of
fight,
his
yeah.
fights then. Because it was the first round. That guy just wasn't even funny. He was just disrespectful. The guy was like humping the guy in the corner. Fuck that guy. What the hell?
Yeah.
Dude, I would not lose after that. If somebody did that to me,
Yeah.
like it's impossible. That would be like equivalent to that guy's rage of beating Mike Tyson.
Yeah. I don't know. So, like, I think the biggest thing for me when it comes to like typical non-combat sports. Okay, well, let's just go with baseball, basketball, football, and soccer. Since it's like a team-based sport, I have a hard time caring about teams that I don't personally enjoy. So I don't really care about football unless the Vikings make it into the playoffs, and then I start to pay a little bit more attention. Like if I come across a couple of really good clips, like oh yeah, that's cool. But if they start making it into the playoffs and I hear that they're actually like doing really fucking
Yeah.
well, then I'll like be more invested. Same with well, I mean, even if the Twins are doing great, I don't fucking care. And I've actually been to a baseball game when I was a kid. It's just it's fucking
Yeah.
boring. I don't care. Like basketball again, I don't know. It's just never been my thing. I'd be happy if the Timberwolves, if that's what they still fucking are, if they won. But like,
Or like the Twins.
I don't know. I don't fucking care about the Twins. I don't. Basketball and baseball are just bad
Yeah.
examples. Like,
What about hockey?
obviously, Molly, I'd go to your games and it'd be fun to watch. But like, you're my girlfriend. I'm just gonna enjoy watching you do what you enjoy doing. So it was fun for that. But like, just going to a basketball game, I just didn't fucking care. But like whenever two kids would start like boxing right after lunch, that'd be fun to fucking watch. Just be, oh shit, you got to fucking
Hell
punch
yeah.
him. Good shit. Keep up the pressure. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think like wrestling by itself would just be kind of
It's
boring.
so much more entertaining to me.
I don't get it. It's just so fucking.
It's genuinely just I enjoy watching it.
That's wild to me. I'm Molly and I are just watching some NBA
Okay.
highlights, and I just
I mean, I kind of want to get into hockey because of how angry they get and how interesting it could be.
I used to watch when the Wilds would play on. I'd watch that with my stepdad.
yeah. As far as like other sports go, like I don't care about NASCAR, really. It's very boring to watch aside from when they crash or like something crazy happens.
I had to
Same with
watch NASCAR growing up a lot because my grandma loves it.
yeah.
Biggest Jeff Gordon fan there is.
I thought I would enjoy watching Formula One more because I enjoy fast
Okay.
cars, but like they're never. It's not a Hollywood movie. It's not like there's two guys that are neck and neck. I mean, this current season, it's just one guy who's dominating, who is way above everyone else, and he just steamrolls
So yeah,
everyone.
I
It's
don't.
not even fun.
I think notoriously I don't really follow like sports or even like actors or comedians that often. Like if they drop something, it'll be probably I'll watch it like a year later or some shit. Like I just don't like pay attention that much. But hearing like every now and then, Bill Burr talking about it on his podcast whenever, I'm on a flight, just hearing him talk about NASCAR and it's just this one guy always fucking dominating. Like of course, I was expecting this guy to win.
Yeah.
So like that's pretty much where I get all my sports knowledge is just from listening to him because he talks a shit ton about it. But I couldn't imagine that because it's like it sounds like a full-time job trying to watch NASCAR, baseball, football, hockey, all that shit, soccer.
Yeah. I'm clued into MMA and kind of boxing just because of one of the podcasts I listen to. He just happens to be a small-time UFC commentator.
Yeah.
So he talks about it.
Yeah, small time.
Yeah, he used to do it as like a career. It's not like his huge thing or whatever, but
Okay.
No, I happen to care, or I just hear more about it. So like, I only really care. Like, I'm not gonna go fucking pirate random. I'll watch it if there's like fighters I've actually heard about that like I've seen some of their fights. Oh shit! If John Jones is fighting, I'm fucking watching. All right. If Israel Adesanya ever returns, I've never seen his fight live. There's a couple of guys I'll like go out of my way to like see fight live, but I don't know.
What if
It's just more interesting.
what if it was like a live war footage? Would you watch that? You're like, oh, look at that! He faked him out with the drone.
I could pull up some Ukrainian battle clips. I won't feel the same way about a UFC fight. We're like, oh shit, he's fucking got him on the ropes. Oh fuck, what's he gonna do? Like, I won't feel the same way. I'll feel more of a sense of dread of like, oh,
Yeah, because this guy's like
Yeah,
actually
he's dead.
fighting for his life. He doesn't want to be there. You know, they're both fighting for something, you know, that they may or may not believe in, but they're just there.
Yeah, and then you see like one guy's yelling like don't shoot," and then the guy shoots and you just don't see him move anymore. Yeah,
Yeah. You're like, yo, he
I don't
got
feel
him good.
joy. I don't feel joy
Yeah.
watching it. It's more of a somber feeling of this happens. I'm in a country that is not currently a part of this, but like it could happen. You never know.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm gonna get drafted or anything, but
You know, civil unrest could
we'll find
happen.
out.
You know, it could happen here.
I don't think civil war is happening.
Can you imagine? Would you be that guy? What kind of
I
American are you?
I
I would
can.
buy red sunglasses the day that happens.
You're gonna have to buy a pair beforehand, all right? Because
Oh no, because retailers will still
yeah.
be available. Amazon would be like, okay, war is going on here, so we're not doing shipments over here.
Well, no, I think Amazon would be like, well, how do we like market to this group and how do we market to that
Yeah,
group? And
we're gonna be on this side of the conflict.
yeah,
So they just start supplying shitty Amazon goods.
I don't know.
That would be interesting to see how businesses would do that.
as a kid, as a kid, I enjoyed watching. I don't think it was AC 130, an actual AC 130, but we'll call it this, like that infrared camera footage where you see like swaths of people um, perish.
Yeah,
Like I didn't really feel anything while watching it, but I thought it was like
yeah.
cool because like oh it's that plane in the sky that shoots explosives. And now when I see this shit, damn, yeah, they're just dead just like that.
I mean, yeah.
It's kind of fucking
Seeing
spooky that we can just do it
yeah,
like
seeing
that.
like uh what was it? A10 footage, you know. Yeah, there's like a group of people over there, A10 Zip Spy. They showed us some footage when I was in, you know, the school for my job, current job.
Mhm.
And it was just like a bomb dropping on someone. You know, it was like kind of, you know, it's the same grainy, you know, IR footage, whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah, you know, the super liberal guy I was going uh to this schoolhouse with, he like turned to me like, "We just watched someone die."
Oh, buddy.
What? And he was actually like concerned, like he was never like he's never been on the internet like a day in his life. Like you've
Yeah,
never like
I
ever
got.
come across it?
Seen the 9/11 videos?
I get. All right. I'm sorry. I need to take us onto a side tangent. So I was watching a movie with Molly
Yeah.
last night. It's called Vice. Um, it's my favorite actor. He plays uh, Dick Cheney, the vice president from 2000 to 2008, VP to George Bush, the architect of the Iraq War, pretty much. Um, it's like a weird feeling. Like I can watch the news footage of 9/11 still. Like I just try and imagine myself if like an event like that happened right now. I wouldn't feel nothing. But holy fuck. I don't know. It's like I wasn't there when it happened, but I can feel like how this would have been such a huge emotional impact. I don't know. I'm trying to say I get more emotional watching 9/11 news footage reels as opposed to like most wartime footage. I guess because it's like I don't know. I don't know what the difference is. Maybe it's just the amount of people or like the scale
Or
of
the
it.
kind of people, you know, if they're civilians, then it's like, you know,
No, I've seen. Well, I mean, I guess I haven't seen like that many civilians die on a fucking video on a website.
yeah,
It's like there's a difference between like I don't know. I guess it's typically a missile that hits, and you don't really there's not a huge aftermath. It's not like a spectacle that goes
yeah.
on for like a couple of hours. It's just kind of over
Well,
and
yeah,
done with.
I mean, yeah, you have all those people that are like actually like concerned, like what's gonna happen next. Like, oh
Yeah,
shit, you know, they shut down the Mall of America. They didn't know what they're gonna hit next.
yeah, yeah. That would have been crazy. I mean, I guess I am glad that there hasn't really been a. I think the last event similar to that I was alive for in America was the Boston Marathon bombing, but I was 11 or 12 when that happened,
Yeah,
and Like, you know, people died. It was a pretty big fucking deal, but it wasn't massive. We also didn't go to war over
Yeah.
that, so it didn't like. At least I don't think we did.
We also had that little thing right before the election. That wasn't big because we're in a different timeline.
What do you mean?
You know, he missed his head.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that would have been fucking.
That would have been
huge.
insane.
Yeah.
That would have been like literally living through like a JFK event.
I still think it is insane, but the fact that like I've completely forgotten about it is also
Yeah.
insane. Inches,
Yeah.
like less than an inches away from
Dude, yeah, it's like
our current president having been assassinated on live
it's
TV
literally yeah.
by some random fucking kid. The fact that that's not sticking with me is like, holy shit, that just happened.
I'm just thinking about like the
I'm
different
living with it.
timeline. Like what what would life be like? What would that
I feel like
change?
part of it is we kind of become desensitized to things like that with how often
Yeah, it's
we
the
see things.
yeah, it's the UFC. Like I just see people get beat up. So like when
Well, just like the amount of times they showed us like people jumping out of the Twin Towers
yeah, I mean
on 9/11.
I've definitely done it to myself watching videos I didn't need to watch.
Yeah, I've done that with quite a bit.
I don't know. I don't know what that timeline looks like because I don't think JD Vance was announced yet as VP. So it's not like he's just assuming the ticket now. I guess they'd have done like a fucking another primary, but yeah, that would be weird.
Do you think there would have been like a huge civil unrest if that happened? Or do you think it would have just been like maybe like another January 6th and then
I mean, I don't really think there would. I mean, obviously civil
yeah,
unrest, but I don't think there would have been like a riot.
you don't think
I mean,
people were saying like dude, if it happened, there would have been another civil war.
that doesn't make sense. Who'd you blame?
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
they
I
would
guess
just
you
blame the
blame the other
leftists
side.
like, "Oh, this is what happens when the right gets too close to winning, huh?" Because it's just like a whole like mob rule for either side.
I mean, I guess even currently, it is very suspicious how we know nothing about that kid and what he was really trying to do. How he had explosives in his vehicle, no real search history to back up like
Yeah.
how he figured out how to make this.
Why he
Um,
registered as a Republican just like 2 years prior.
why he even
Yeah.
did it. Like, there's nothing, nothing super concrete. But he's just gone. There was no toxicology done. His body was fucking cremated like 11 days later or some shit, burned. It's just weird. So I mean, I guess yeah. I mean, I wouldn't have partaken in the riots because you know I'd want like at least a good motive, or like a good
Yeah.
definitive like smoking gun. Like he got an email from Hillary. You know, here's the gun. Go
Yeah.
shoot it, type of thing. I don't think I would have rioted. Um, I think I would have tried to buy a gun just in case something did happen.
Yeah, I would
But
just at this point just like at that point just like start stocking up shit.
yeah,
Yeah.
just in case. You never know. I don't know. I mean, I guess we don't have to worry about it for now, assumably.
Yeah.
But maybe we do, because I don't know. I've heard arguments for both sides about like what Joe Biden is doing is really smart, and that this is a good thing that we're authorizing Ukraine to use. Not only are we authorizing them, but we're giving them landmines.
Hmm.
We're also giving them permission and the type of missiles that I think could strike into Russia. Like they have that capability into
Yeah.
Moscow specifically, and how that's another escalation. Like I've heard both arguments that this is a good thing. Like the idea is you give them this permission so they can try and make a push, take land, take whatever they have now they can hold on to, so that way, because the idea is once Trump gets elected, his one of the big things he's trying to do is just end the war one way or another. Whether it's more beneficial to Ukraine or to Russia, he wants it over. So like I feel like both sides are probably going to try and bum rush the other to like get the upper hand as much as possible for the negotiating
Yeah.
table. But on the other hand, I don't know. I mean, I guess Russia's a paper tiger when it comes to nuclear threats until it's.
I mean, I think it was interesting that they like called, or that when Trump called, he was like, "Fuck off," pretty
Who?
much.
Who said that?
When he called Putin, and Putin like he got nothing out of that conversation because he's trying to like delegate, he's trying to figure stuff out, or like trying to like end the conflict as soon as he's in office, so it looks good on him.
I haven't heard this. When there's an article by the Washington Post, I don't know how much of it I can read. President-elect Donald Trump spoke with Vladimir Putin during the call. He advised the Russian president not to escalate the war in Ukraine and reminded him of Washington's sizable military presence in Europe, said a person familiar with the call. Obviously, they're anonymous, so take with that what you will. The two men discussed the goal of peace on the European continent, and Trump expressed an interest in follow-up conversations to discuss the resolution of Ukraine's war soon. I haven't heard what you were specifically referring to.
Not from what I read. It was just here and there from like ground news. It's just like he wasn't like that call didn't go over too well. So I don't know if it was just like them kind of just making it sound like it was worse than it actually was. But
I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. So I don't know. On one hand, I don't think it's a good idea to like escalate war.
right.
But on the other hand, like when it comes time to make peace, you need as much leveraging power to like get the best deal possible, and you only really get leveraging power by escalating and not remaining the status quo where you're kind of on the short end of the stick. So I don't know.
I guess we'll find out. So I mean they did launch ballistic missiles. No matter, intercontinental ballistic missiles or mid-range ballistic missiles, whatever the fuck you want to call it, they launched them. I would personally say that they're not intercontinental because it's on the same continent, and I think it just barely grazed space. So I mean, it was, it was just a short range. I guess they said mid range. That's what they said. It was a mid range ballistic missile, MRBM.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I get both sides of like trying to do the power play. I think if you really wanted to like, I feel like if I was Putin, I would have used an ICBM because that just shows Ukraine that I can do this all day, buddy. I can hit you
But I
whenever,
mean,
wherever.
if he did that, how?
Well, it doesn't have to be carrying a nuclear payload, but like the
No, but
message would
like,
also be to the West.
how would you do it? Would like launch it from the other side of Russia?
No, you don't have to do that. You can launch it from wherever the fuck they launched the mid-range one, but just like
But
you let you let people know that you have functioning ICBMs.
the only reason that thing could have been an ICBM. Like, they just didn't feel it that much because they didn't need to. It's just like all the definition is just like how far the missile went. So the MRBM, if it had a little bit more fuel or power, then it could have been an ICBM. It's just that all it is just range. So in all fairness, they did test out, what could potentially be an ICBM. So he pretty much did do that. I believe it had hypersonic capabilities, and apparently the way it's designed is, supposed to make it hard to intercept, which is how most ICBMs are constructed anyway. But
yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I'm surprised. So Joe Biden, his entire fucking presidency, has done like nothing to really aid Ukrainians on taking aggressive actions, like giving them their own type of missiles to
Yeah.
launch deep into Russian territory. They haven't done that at all. So the policy that the Biden administration enacted when it comes to the mines aspect of it was to not give Ukrainians any mines, because mines, they last well after a conflict is over, and they can kill, fucking kids playing in a random
Yeah.
park one day 10 years after the war is over and they die. But now they reversed both of those. Not only are they allowing long-range missiles to go into Russia, authorized and given to the Ukrainians by us, but also mines that apparently have a much shorter shelf life, supposedly.
Yeah, so
I
they're on a timer. So like over time, eventually they'll self-destruct.
Sure.
I mean, okay. Fine, believe what you want. I personally don't care because Russia have these things called like butterfly mines or whatever the fuck. They're like literally designed to look
Yeah,
like toys.
yeah, they've been using mines. Russia has
Right.
been. So I'm not like opposed to Ukraine using mines. I'm just saying it's weird, the switch up in the lame duck period for the president, who's been very
Yeah.
reluctant to like give them mines, give them long range missiles. In the last 2 months, when really he's not even supposed to be doing anything anymore. He's not. I mean, it's the lame duck. I don't know. I get that like you don't really have to do nothing. You still have a couple months to like try and do
Yeah.
some good things, whatever. But
I think
I just find it fun.
maybe he really doesn't give a fuck at this point. Like he's just like, let me fuck it up.
Yeah.
Let me fuck up international relations real quick.
Yeah, so like my party will look better. So
Yeah.
there's two. Okay, I have two ways of thinking about it. Either he's trying to make the war more difficult to end by raising the tension so that Donald Trump will have a harder time. He can't really deliver on that promise, making
Yeah.
his party look like, oh well, you said you were gonna, fix the
Yeah.
war. You
Which
didn't.
would
You
be
fucked up.
first off an insanely fucking dangerous and horrible power play. Like you're literally playing with shit ton of people's lives, and you're just a.
Yeah.
But
Or the real chess move here is that when Trump and Biden were speaking at the White House, they came to an agreement, and Biden is acting on Trump's behalf when it comes to foreign policy. Like this is their plan to um, bring everyone to the negotiating table with kind of even playing fields. Like, okay, you guys can both kill each other, you can both hit each other's capitals.
yeah,
Um, so let's find peace. So I don't know. Maybe it's both. Maybe Biden's the fucking chess mastermind here. Because either way, maybe he's genuinely trying to do good things, which I don't believe, and he thinks this is the best way to get the war over or ready for when Trump takes office,
maybe he does
or
have
this
like
is like 4
genuinely
weeks
good
left.
intentions, but I mean,
He does not. He does not. No
yeah.
fucking way. No fucking
But
way. You know how I know that? You know how I know
why?
that? Our biggest ally in the moment, Israel.
Yeah,
We'll tie it into this. Um, I think it was like early October. Believe it was Joe Biden himself or someone in his administration. So by extension, Joe Biden said that if Israel does not allow humanitarian aid into the northern portion of Gaza, so like civilians can get food and water and just stay
yeah,
alive, that we will start an arms embargo on Israel. We will only give them defensive weapons. They will not be getting offensive weapons. Um, Israel didn't follow that. So when it came time in the House to like pass a bill on an arms embargo, I think it was only 19 senators who voted in favor of it.
damn.
So I mean, I don't think Biden is trying to be a good
Yeah.
genuine guy here.
Well, did you see him talk to that? You know, talk to that reporter? I think it was just like last week or a couple weeks ago. He's like, "Do you have like a peace agreement planned for Palestine and Israel?" And he's like, you know, "Do you think that camera's? Are you gonna hit yourself?" Something about like a camera hitting him in the back of the head. Out
Yeah,
of
it was just
It was just out of nowhere. I like that. I wished he had more of that during his presidency.
yeah. But like I don't know if he's doing it like just to piss him off or if he's just Does he know what he's saying?
I mean, maybe.
I don't know.
I think he was just like genuinely annoyed because it was a stupid question. Like, can you like, super tense relations that are going on here? Do you think you can resolve it over like one conversation real quick?
I mean, you could, but
Well, how? How would you imagine?
with Israel and
Yeah,
Gaza or Russia and
it was
Ukraine?
Israel and Gaza. That was a question that they asked him.
I think a pretty strong power play that I think would get the majority of Americans on board. Would just say that if yeah, we're not sending Israel any more offensive weapons. Like we're just not going to do it. We're going to give them defensive support so their homeland isn't attacked, but we're not going to be
Yeah,
aiding them in what we're currently doing.
until they reach a peace agreement.
Yeah, until a deal is reached, hostages are released, and yada yada, whatever the fuck else.
And then both of them.
I think if you force
But I
that,
mean, then Palestine would be like they take advantage of it.
who
Or the fucking
the IDF,
what?
the IDF would take advantage of Palestine, the Israeli Defense Force.
No, I said the Palestine fucking people, the fucking terrorist group that's fighting for Palestine. Yeah, Hamas would
Hamas.
take advantage of that. Like, oh shit, they're not funding him anymore. All right, we got all those. They got
That's
all
not
those defensive weapons, but and then all of a sudden you got Iran that have been watching it like closely.
all right. Well, that doesn't make sense. Hamas is not any type of military. Like even if we stopped sending current weapons to Israel, they are still an actual proper military. Hamas is not a proper military. If they were at one point, they are
Yeah,
not
but they're
now.
still a
There's
terrorist
just no fucking
organization
way.
that's fighting.
Yeah, but a standard military.
They would
Like
still
even
take
if we stopped
advantage of it
sending
because
Israel,
they're not being attacked anymore.
what do you mean?
They're on
Yeah,
defensive mode, and now they're fucking. Now they can advance because they're being.
no, that makes sense. They do not have. They don't have any proper military equipment. They don't have air support. They don't have vehicles. They do not have the kind of weaponry. Like even if we stop sending them bombs,
Who were they using?
stop sending.
What were they using the Iron Dome for then?
That's a defense. That's missile protection, pretty much.
Yeah, so but like who is launching
Again,
those missiles?
Iran launched some in response to. Uh, it was something, but that funding wouldn't have been stopped. Like the Iron Dome isn't going to get the power cut off. So their defensive capabilities aren't going anywhere. It's just we're not supplementing their offensive capabilities with more vehicles, more jets, more 8,000-pound bombs. They still have a standing military that's properly equipped. I mean, I don't. That would be the fastest way to try and get both sides to get Israel to. I don't know, because their stated objective at this point is to get the hostages back. That's I think like their big selling point right now as to why they're continuing this war because Hamas isn't coming to the table. But there's been times where Hamas has offered a peace deal. I don't know what the terms were though. What is this? Okay. What the fuck is this? You're getting this straight from the fucking IDF propaganda machine? Okay.
Oh my god. I'm just saying Hamas has missiles and they can use them. And they have longer
They're not.
ranges.
Their missiles are being fired out of fucking pipes, alright? They're not an actual military. So, like, yeah, of course, Israel says they have 10,000 rockets, including, yeah, fucking course. Um, the Iron Dome is better than anything Hamas has when it comes to like defensive capabilities. I don't. They're not really doing any damage to the state of Israel itself anymore. Hamas isn't at least, or Lebanon. I kind of forget that they're also bombing Lebanon or
I don't know. All I'm saying
occupying
is,
part of
I
it.
mean, it might be 10,000 rockets, it might be like 100. They still have them. They have capabilities. They have different allies. They have Iran, you know. They have the Houthis as well.
Yeah, but so what do you want to see happen then?
I don't know. I'm just saying that like completely just pulling out isn't going to stop them from trying to, advance to Israel. Personally, I think we should just make, that whole area just like a DMZ zone. Like nobody can live there. If you can't live there peacefully, nobody can live there then.
That sounds
Yeah.
terrible.
I don't know. I mean,
okay, so this was from August 20th of this year. Ceasefire negotiations between Hamas and Israel have dragged on for 9 months. Attempts at talks started in November, with Hamas pushing for an end to all hostilities, the release of thousands of Palestinians in Israel jails, and the return of displaced people to their homes in northern Gaza. Israel has balked at those demands. In June, Benjamin Netanyahu admitted that he wants a partial deal to return Israeli captives, but not end a devastating war that has killed more than 40,000 people. Most recently, U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken said Netanyahu had accepted a bridging proposal meant to close gaps in a three-phase plan introduced by Washington in May. Hamas responded that the latest deal includes several new concessions to Israel, which it accused of buying time to continue the war.
I think at the end of the day, we can just really say that it's like a testament of how useless the UN is.
Yeah.
They're the ones who started this whole fucking issue, and for some reason they can't end it.
How do you mean they started it? What do you mean by that?
They're the ones that were working in tandem with
Do you
Yeah,
mean
I'm
like
doing
the
research
fact that
as
they
I'm talking here.
Because I know the UN, they created or they gave the land of Israel to Jewish people after World War II as like a we're sorry for what you have to go
Yeah,
through.
they
Take
created Israel.
your land.
Like they founded it in 1948, and it was led by
I
David Ben Gurion, the head of the Jewish agency, proclaimed establishment of the state of Israel. And then, the U.S. president, obviously, Harry S. Truman recognized the new nation on the same day. But it was, I guess it was the day Israel's establishment as an independent sovereign state was officially declared in Tel Aviv on Friday, May 14th, 1948, by Zionist leader David Ben Gurion, the day the British mandate over Palestine was officially terminated. So, what was their British mandate? But it was in accordance with UN Resolution 181.
damn. I was just because I know Trump. This was one of his first term talking points was the Abraham Accords. Um, so this was September 15th in 2020. The U.S., United Arab Emirates, and Bahrain signed the Abraham Accords. Um, they recognized the state of Israel and normalizing diplomatic relations. Later that year, Sudan and Morocco followed and joined the Abraham Accords. Um, what did it actually do, though? I remember one thing they talked about was that this was a good way to get to like a two-state solution between Israel and Palestine. Just like give them their country and have it be recognized.
Yeah.
And Israel had its own country and could be recognized.
So is Palestine not like recognized at that time, or what?
I don't think it still really is. I don't think it's like an official country. I don't think. I might be totally fucking wrong, but the Abraham Accords can advance the two-state solution by opening channels of communication between the Arab states of the Gulf and Israel. This change will also give Palestinians, especially youth, a new opportunity to make demands from their leadership to benefit from the Accords. Um,
Okay, so as of June 2024, the state of Palestine is recognized as a sovereign state by 148 or 146 of the 193 member states of the United Nations, or just over 75% of all UN members.
is Israel and the U.S. a part of that list?
It has been a non-member observer state of the United Nations General Assembly since November 2012. I'm getting to that. Does the U.S. recognize Palestine as a country? Well, the U.S. does not recognize the state of Palestine. It recognizes the Palestine Liberation Organization as the legitimate representative entity for the Palestinian people. So no, they said these people aren't real. This country ain't real.
Yeah. Can we just stop the fighting, guys? Please. I don't know. I guess like Israel wants guarantees that they're not going to have a terrorist attack happen to them. So their goal is to eliminate all of Hamas. That goal does not work because if you kill 45,000 civilians, you're just inspiring future Hamas members or a different
That's
group to
interesting.
just say, "Oh, I can't trust you. You're just gonna fucking kill me and my entire
Yeah.
family. I will fight you to the death."
Did you know that Obama tried recognizing Palestine, but it was a Congress that denounced it? So
That sounds
in the
about right
US,
because
Congress
Congress.
passed a bill denouncing the initiative and calling on the Obama administration to veto. Oh, they were calling on the Obama administration to veto any resolution that would recognize a Palestinian state declared. Okay, never mind then. So he was just influenced by Congress.
Well, yeah, because if you I don't know.
And then obviously, I'm not going to look up Israel because that's obvious. They don't recognize them as a country.
Yeah, but I guess all this is to say, breaking news: the ICC, International Criminal Court, declares Netanyahu, the current prime minister of Israel, former defense minister Yoav Gallant, and then the supposed leader of Hamas, who Israel claims they've already killed. They recognize all three as not terrorists, but war criminals. That's the word. So if any of those three people visit countries that are aligned, they have a duty to arrest those individuals and jail them and try them for war crimes.
Yeah, ICC arrest warrants for Netanyahu, Gallant, Gallant Deepin.
Yeah, Yoav Gallant.
Okay. Yeah, arrest warrants issued for Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and former defense minister over alleged war crimes. All right, let's see what their war crimes are.
Starving kids, denying humanitarian aid,
Yeah.
not taking enough measures to avoid civilian casualties, not taking enough measures to avoid killing more journalists than in any other war before this one.
Jesus Christ. So what are the states that have ICC in it?
Most European countries, a lot of South American countries. The U.S. obviously isn't one of them. I think Canada. Pretty much the majority of countries. All the countries that like Netanyahu would probably actually visit, aside from the U.S., now recognize him as a war criminal.
All right. Let's see. Okay, the United States fundamentally rejects the court's decision to issue arrest warrants for senior Israeli officials who remain deeply concerned by prosecutors' rush to seek arrest warrants in trouble. Okay. Interesting. That's what the U.S. says. Canada. All right, hold on. What the fuck does Canada have to say? First of all, as Canada has always said, it's really important that everyone abide by international law. This is something we've been calling on from the beginning of the conflict. We are one of the founding members of the International Criminal Court. We stand up for the international law, and we will abide by all regulations and rulings of international courts. This is who we are. Okay. So Canada will abide by it. ICC on Thursday issued arrest warrants for Israel.
Argentina just doesn't agree. I listened to an interview with the Argentinian president. He sounded interesting.
That's interesting. So the UK will uphold it, it looks like. So will Ireland.
Same with Germany.
China will too. Damn, Australia.
Italy.
So yeah, obviously, you know, Israel's best friend, the United States, won't recognize it, but
yeah. So yeah.
I don't even think that's that quick to fucking Palestine. Palestine disagrees. No, I'm joking. They really should did a fake out though. Like, hey, you're safe to come here.
Yeah.
Obviously, fucking Israel rejects with disgust the absurd and false actions leveled against it by ICC compared to the modern day Dreyfus trial.
Yeah.
And it will end in the same way. Prime Minister. Okay. No war is more just than the war Israel has been waging. Okay. Whatever.
The Iranian axis of terror.
Funny.
Yeah.
I mean, Jordan's gonna uphold that. That's insane. Yeah, there's a lot of. Can you imagine? Can you imagine like he actually goes to this website like which countries can I go to? I can go to Argentina.
In the U.S.
Go to the
and
U.S. I can still go to the Czech Republic. I can go to Romania. I can go to. Stop! I already know. I can go to Bulgaria. I like how like Russia and Lithuania. This is interesting. I like this.
I don't think anything's gonna really change because of this. But
Yeah. You think, eventually they'll just forget?
No, I don't think they'll forget, but I don't think it's really gonna like make Israel stand
Yeah.
down. I don't know. I don't know how you end that war because it's almost unwinnable. Almost. I mean, unless you do some
I
heinous
mean,
shit
it's
or
winnable if like you gave them a little bit of land and recognize their state, maybe. And then if they keep asking for more, then
Israel's not going to go for that. I'd
yeah,
imagine they'd want all Hamas leaders' heads handed to them. They'd want all their hostages given back, and probably they'd take a little bit more
yeah.
land as a buffer zone, which I don't think.
That one's really shitty. That one's like absolutely like a needless war. I mean, I guess all wars are needless because you can just fucking talk, try and figure shit out. Just because you have a disagreement with someone, like, or isn't it funny how like if it's a disagreement with like like two businesses, you know, take them to court, or like, you just like, do like a table discussion, like, okay, this is how we're gonna do things. But if it's over land,
Yeah.
some people got to die for it.
Yeah, I don't really know. It's like you either give more land to the invading country to appease them so that they stop their aggressions, or you give it to the country that has been attacked. And obviously, the country that's the aggressor is not going to be they're not going to go for that. They share a border, and they're going to say, well, fuck you. I'm going to do
Exactly.
this.
I just don't get it. I feel like it should be like not normalized the way it is, especially like modern times. But
Well, it's okay. We can call out Russia for being an aggressor, which they are, and invading a sovereign
yeah,
nation, but we can still support a sovereign nation invading basically another one,
well,
but it's
literally a
different.
sovereign nation at this point because the UN recognized it. Just because the US doesn't mean that it's not. So
I mean, I do kind of like the idea that we don't have to follow international law; we follow American law. But at the same time,
yeah,
it has to be good American law that we follow. I don't know. I don't. I don't see how it ends nicely. I think it's too late for it to end nicely.
for
I
both
really think
wars.
there's a good
Yeah,
way to. I mean, yeah. Best case scenario, just top of my head that I could think for ending the current Israel Gaza war is all confirmed officials of Hamas surrender. They're executed. They're fucked. They're just giving themselves up. And then because of that, Palestine basically has no military at all, but they're recognized as a nation by every country. So that gives them special permissions. The two-state solution is achieved. It's just that the other state has no
yeah.
military to defend itself. And then in Ukraine and Russia, I think best case scenario for Ukraine is like they're able to capture a little bit more of their land back or all of it, which is not going to happen.
Even if
And
it did, Russia just can't. They can't take an L. Otherwise, they look weak.
yeah,
But
I mean that's the whole reason why this war started is they took the geopolitical L. They lost. The more I've been hearing about Ukraine, like what kicked off the 2014 invasion was I need to like get more fluent in this topic so I can give more specific sources. So I'm just going to paraphrase heavily. Western countries, we pretty much got our people in the Ukrainian government, or people that would be more sympathetic to us, more willing to work with us, more on the Western side of things. Yeah. Russia didn't like that. They lost the geopolitical game, so in retaliation, they invaded and took Crimea. I think it was. See, all right, let me look this up. Kamala Harris visited the fucking Munich Security Accords and suggested that Ukraine join NATO, and Russia doesn't like that. So what do? They invade before Ukraine can join NATO. I don't know. I kind of get like, as a country, you need to project strength, but like, if you're ever in a war with NATO, it's not like you're not going to have to worry about like a ground invasion day one.
Yeah.
At least I wouldn't imagine so. I'm sure it's more uncomfortable, like knowing that troops would be invading your border the very same day. But I feel like it'd be more uncomfortable knowing that they have very long range missiles that can hit all of your shit. And that I believe is currently the case.
Right.
I would imagine so.
I think they did like loosely like threaten to strike a U.S. base in Poland, a U.S. Air Force base.
When did the war in Ukraine begin? In 2021? That sounds right, yeah.
Yeah. It was.
Okay, February 9th, 2022.
Yeah, 2022,
I think
yeah.
this is like 2 weeks. This is 2 weeks before the invasion begins. Harris will seek to unify NATO allies amid concerns of Russian invasion of Ukraine as U.S. troops begin to arrive in Europe. United States VP Kamala will appear at the Munich Security Conference next week to rally European allies against a potential Russian invasion of Ukraine. Harris will give a key speech outlining U.S. policy toward NATO. She will meet one-on-one with EU and NATO leaders to forge a united front against Russia's military buildup around Ukraine. Moscow has denied planning an invasion, but U.S. officials said an attack could occur within days or weeks.
Yeah, I remember when that whole, like, right before that shit was going down, the U.S., like, had satellite imagery and shit of, like, them lining up troops at the border. They were warning Ukrainians, and then Volodymyr Zelensky was saying, like, hey, you know, quit hyping this shit up. It's not that big of a deal. Nothing's gonna happen.
10,000 people dead later.
Yeah. I remember watching that, like, live, because I remember, like, there's, like, live, like, highway footage cameras you could see.
Yeah.
Of, like, tanks, like, movement and shit. It's weird.
On Tuesday, Vladimir Putin warned for a second time in a week that European countries would automatically be drawn into a war with Russia, in which there will be no winners if Ukraine joined NATO, and then tried to recapture the Crimean Peninsula that Russian seized. But like, okay, because I've heard people say that what Kamala said specifically, kind of like, okay, whitehouse.gov. Okay, remarks by VP Harris at the Munich Security Council, February 16th, 2024. Yeah, you don't. This is just a lot of blah blah blah. Uh,
Anyway, yeah, that shit's stupid. there's
yeah,
really there's
I
no
don't know. I
there's
hope it
really
works.
no clean way to end it. And then wars nowadays, they have a lot more access to weapons, more access to like finding more connections and networking. So I think it's just going to
Yeah,
be interesting to watch the outcome.
I don't know. I mean, I hope it gets over in a way that isn't too
Yeah.
terrible. I mean, I guess one semi good takeaway from this is that current military conflicts between like two appropriately or evenly matched militaries for the most part, even though Russia is supposedly has the stronger military, like it still doesn't mean it's a steamroll ever. It's a slog. It is attrition. It is how many bodies do you have to throw at
Yeah.
this? Like unless you have immense superiority over them in every way, but um interesting. I applaud the recent 54 billion commitment by the Wait, I applaud the recent 54 billion commitment the EU made to support Ukraine on top of the more than 100 billion our European allies and partners have already dedicated. NATO is the best military alliance of all time. Interesting. Israel Palestine issue. Hostages need to be released. Okay, whatever. I'm reading the words of someone who won't matter in a couple months
Yeah.
here. She's on vacation in Hawaii, so I'm wondering who's running the country. But
Vacation to Hawaii?
yeah,
Bitch, you
Kamala
can go on
is.
vacation when you're out of office. Like, what?
No, it's like you put in your 2 weeks, so you're not gonna like actually work
I mean,
anymore.
yeah, you're
Why the
right.
fuck would
She
you?
did like seem like she literally just stopped giving a fuck after the election. Like, I mean, we
I
didn't
mean, I
really
don't.
see her to begin with, like throughout the other 4 years. But
Yeah. Well, see, the movie I watched last night, I mean, it kind of reinforces the idea that like a typical VP is kind of they typically don't do a whole lot, but like if you get the right VP, um, they can do a lot of shit.
yeah, I mean, so it's just like them taking initiative or not,
Yeah,
or like, them following
and
in line, like the administration like says, like, hey, don't do anything. You're not the figurehead.
yeah,
Like, quit. You're just the backup plan. That's it.
I remember hearing that as a theory for like a lot of VP picks on the Democratic side. Hillary chose, I forget the guy's fucking name. She chose someone that wouldn't upstage her. All right, it's all going to be about her. Barack Obama chose Joe Biden. Joe Biden was not going to upstage Obama.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
and then in 2020, Joe Biden chose
that's
Kamala,
interesting.
and she never upstaged him.
I mean, I feel like that's kind of true with like who Trump chose for his initial running mate.
You
Yeah,
mean Mike
Pence didn't
Pence?
really do jack. I mean, at least you didn't hear
Yeah,
much from it. But I feel like um Yeah, he's gonna do.
He's a bit more.
Yeah, I feel like he's gonna do
We'll go with
something.
that.
I still have to watch his movie, the movie he's based on.
Yeah, you should, because you should tell me if it's good, because then I might watch
My
it.
aunt said it was a good movie, so
Okay,
and you trust her?
more than my
Who the
mom.
fuck is
So
your aunt?
yeah,
Wasn't she the bitch that snapped at
no,
me?
that was my grandmother. No, wait,
Fuck your
snapped
grandmother.
at you? What do you mean by that?
Come here.
Oh yeah, that was my grandmother. I don't know why she like always she just gets in that like mood when she's like trying to do shit. That was stupid. Like you were just there for the event. Like it's not like you signed up to fucking help.
Nope, I'm here on help. Okay. I suppose, are we going on break, or should we just head into the second half and talk about a couple different things?
You mean the last quarter? Dude, we've been going on for 2 hours.
I suppose. Well, it's about like an hour and a half. Didn't we start at like 6:30?
Uh,
I think we started around 6:30. My time.
we started an hour and a half ago, or hour 45 minutes ago. About.
Okay. Let's talk about it before we forget. 4B.
All right, hold on.
No
I actually do
bitches.
need to use your restroom.
Oh my fucking god.
All right, I'll be back.
So Molly. It hurts the voice. So what's new with you? Nothing. What are your thoughts on the 4B movement? It means no bitches, no babes, no blondes, no.
That's not what it means.
That's my own definition. I suppose that make it more of a guy movement then, if that's how I'm phrasing it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's like that's like the incel variant of 4B. Anyway, what are your thoughts on 4B?
I don't really know. I don't blame the women that want to partake in that movement. I don't remember how it originated.
It was a South Korean movement
Yeah.
because they were passing. I'm not sure what laws or what was happening in South Korea where that became a movement, but yeah, I know it started in South Korea.
All right, so next topic, AI energy drinks.
Shut
No.
the fuck up. We're talking
All right,
about
let's talk
4B,
about
by the
this.
way.
4B. Yeah, we wanted to talk about it
I asked
for
Molly
like the last couple podcasts, but
since November 5th, but yeah, it gets pushed back. So yeah, I asked Molly what her thoughts were. She's looking up something right now. Jason, while she's doing that, what are your thoughts on 4B from what you know of it?
so all I saw it was it was just like the day or two after the election results, and then women were like, okay, we got to start rising up for the 4B, movement. And all I gathered was, they're going to cut off contact with all men or some shit, and they're just going to stop being in a relationship with them.
No marriage, no childbirth, no dating, no heterosexual relationships.
Where did the bees come from?
It's because it started in South Korea. So the bees.
It's from their language.
In their bees, each one of them starts with a B. But when you translate it to English.
Yeah, that's what I figured. It had something to do with the language. But so no marriage, no hetero. So What was it again?
You're an incel. That's basically.
No marriage, no childbirth, no dating, no heterosexual relationships.
Interesting. I feel like some of those are redundant, but I mean, yeah. I guess they're
Some of it also
they're
has
doing
to do
something
with
for a cause.
inflation.
But I mean, I don't think that's really like doing a lot. Mainly because, you know, that's just like assuming all men are on board with that or on board with like what Trump's doing or whatever the fuck they're standing up against. You know, just assuming that like you got a hive mind.
It I guess it's the thing where it's like you don't know which men, so you have to protect yourself from all men is the mindset behind it, I guess.
So like why are they doing it here though? Is it mostly just for abortion rights?
Yes.
Yeah. It's so cuz with the whole Project 2025 thing, the speculation with all of it, a lot of women are thinking they're going to start losing their rights, not just in abortion settings.
Doesn't make sense.
I haven't read Project 2025, so I don't know where they're getting what they're getting.
Yeah.
So,
all right, let me be, you know, an asshole, right? But like I feel like a big chunk of them, especially since they're young, you know, they're gonna like fucking do this 4B movement for like a couple months, and they realize that they're sad and lonely, you know. They're also like really horny, so like they're like, fuck, dude, fuck this shit. You know, they
fuck, dude, I want to fuck you.
And so they, you know, I feel like eventually just most of them are just gonna fold.
I don't know. I feel
yeah,
like
I mean that's how most protests go.
Yeah, I'm not saying that because like, you know, I'm a man, you know, so this is unjust. I'm just saying, you know, I feel like this is, you know, obviously it's a trend, but
yeah, it seems a lot more. I haven't even seen much about it now recently at all, so I feel like it's already kind of.
It was an election trend.
Dying down a bit. I don't know if people are still going to practice it. Like, yeah, might not be
I mean,
like.
there's one from the New Yorker that's like a news article from the New Yorker that was posted 15 hours ago.
What did it say?
The rise of 4B in the wake of Trump's reelection.
No, but to go with your like women being like, "Oh, I'm horny." I feel like a lot of women aren't that way. I don't know. Like there's obviously your good handful, but the ones that actually want to partake in the movement aren't going to be like, "Oh, I'm horny. I'm going to fucking just."
Yeah, the ones that don't get dick to begin with. No, I'm joking.
I gotta admit, I saw posts like stitches on videos. They're incredibly mean spirited, but like I think you already know where I'm going with this, where it's just the stitches follow up like, yeah, you don't have to worry, sister. All right, no one was going after you anyway.
I've seen quite a bit of those.
I mean, that's also part of the idea is like you're shaving your head, or at least like the extreme part of it is you're shaving your head.
I don't get that part because that part seems insensitive to like
answer victim.
Yeah, well, like survivors and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, survivor. I mean, they're a victim still, but like they're all
their chemotherapy and stuff.
Yeah. I would
no, because it's like seen as like to be undesirable to
men.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, because it's you know it's not facial structure. It's not like anything else to do with the body. It's just like the hair.
It's the hair.
Well, like to be fair, Jason, let me ask you: Right, there's two girls. Both have a very pretty face, but one doesn't have any hair. Which one are you more likely going to want to date?
You didn't say. So if it's date, then obviously I'm going to gauge the personality, right?
You're going to say that the bald chick has no influence on your decision to be like, oh, maybe I want to talk to her.
Yeah, I'd probably. You know what? I'd probably talk to the bald chick first. You know, I'd be curious. Why are you bald?
Let me just rephrase this question. Which woman would be more conventionally attractive? One with a head of hair that's whatever your fucking liking is, or one without any hair?
Depends on what their facial structure is, honestly.
They both have.
What if they're
identical twins?
Yes.
Obviously, you know, someone who has a head of hair. Okay, is that what you wanted to hear?
Here we go. Yes, it is. Okay. I don't know. Other stitches that I saw are like, this is good. We're glad you're doing this because this makes it so you don't just like sleep with random people. Good job. I'm not sure like how. I don't know what percentage. I don't think you can actually get a reliable figure for like the percentage of women that just kind of sleep with guy to guy.
I've seen a lot of, well, when I was like first seeing all this stuff coming up, I was seeing a lot of like people commenting like, oh yeah, rape is just gonna get like, I don't know, rape cases are gonna go up probably.
How?
Because if a man goes up to a woman that's out with her friends, she says no because she wants to partake in the 4B movement. So she's like, no, I don't want to hook up with you. He doesn't need to know that, but she's just, not engaging, not wanting anything like that. Some men can't take no for an answer.
So because there's more women saying no, more men are going to be raping women?
Yeah.
If people who are going to rape women were going to do it regardless. That's like taking away that's like taking away guns. Like the people who want to kill people are going to kill people regardless. You just took away an easier tool.
No, but I think the main factor is that you aren't going to have as many women consensually saying yes.
So more men are going to be like, okay, I'm going to rape her now. Even if they were like a good person in the past.
That's not what I'm fucking saying.
Say it again, all right? Because
some guys do not take no for an answer.
Yes, I get that.
Yes, and since more women are going to be saying no with it, the likelihood of some of those men getting a rejection is going to,
increase because there's more women saying no.
Yes. So some of these women partaking in the 4B movement might have said yes before it happened.
Okay.
So
that doesn't mean the guy's a rapist.
It doesn't mean it's going to increase it.
Just think that there are some out there that I'm not going to say every single guy that goes and hits on a woman is a rapist. I'm just saying that if a rapist goes up to a girl and the possibility of her saying yes before the 4B movement was higher, but now that she's like, oh no, I'm not going to.
I get what you're saying. I do. I don't think anything has really changed, though.
No. I'm just saying that's what I was seeing online.
Calm down. I was trying to understand where you're coming from with it.
I was just trying to kind of comes to terms with what it was, because again, to me still it's just, no matter what, it's a horrible thing if she said yes or not. Like if she was closer to saying yes or not, I mean, a no's a no. So like regardless, they were going to do it anyway, if they were that fucked up. So I feel like, it's not going to increase. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I just have too much faith in people. Maybe it does increase.
I don't know. I mean, otherwise, I don't think there's a whole lot more to it. I mean, I think, I don't know, most boycotts or trends I don't. I want to look at like how popular it still is in South Korea, or like what laws were enacted there differently than what was
Yeah.
enacted here, or on the table here. Because like I'm trying to think. I know the majority of states have gone with a more pro-choice option. Not all, when it's been brought on bills. Like Florida's a stupid fucking example. In order for anything to pass, you need 60% of the total vote. They had 57. That doesn't cut it. So I don't know what Florida's abortion restrictions are, but I think South Dakota was another state that didn't get enough votes. I don't know. I
Again,
mean,
I feel I
otherwise,
don't know. I'd be making fun of it too if it was the opposite. I think it just doesn't really get anywhere when you start like boycotting a large
oh yeah,
group of people.
that's what incels are. They boycott women because all women are evil. AWAB, all women are bad.
Yeah.
They're manipulative, um, out to ruin your life. I feel like the type of people that really believe. I don't know, because I've heard both sides. Like, I've seen a lot of TikTok videos of like people, breaking up with their partners or breaking up with their friends or just not being friends anymore because of moral differences. And I can agree with that to some extent, but it depends on like you can have a disagreement, and I can understand that like to the depth of that disagreement, it could be friendship ending. But like even if you guys aren't totally aligned, I don't know. So my thoughts on abortion and pro life, I think it should be legal up until typically like the third trimester when the baby could more than likely survive outside of the mother's womb on its own. So I think that, it's a fair compromise. You have plenty of fucking time to schedule it and have an abortion, so you still have that choice in that regard. But like, if you don't after a certain while, and the baby's well along its way to being born, then
And has no danger to the mother.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I remember that one random kick guest we had on. I mean, I think it should be the mother's choice at that point. Like, I remember that guest was saying that if I had a child and I was gonna die, then I'm fine with dying so that my child could live. But
That's interesting.
I'd also be fine with, okay, if I have this child, I will
Yeah.
die. I think, yeah, it could be. It's up to you at that
But then
point
at
what you
that
want to
point,
do.
that kind of like brings up the morality of assisted suicide because you're killing someone who's already alive for a being that hasn't came to be yet. But I mean, at that point,
I'm sorry, I just clicked on your fucking quiz. I'm just only going to read the
yeah,
first question. A pair of parents read about the exotic delicacies of Africa and the Far East. In the coming week, they serve dog meat to their children.
yo, what the fuck?
Okay.
Okay, so this one is Jane's boss. This is my first question. Jane's boss calls all of his employees by their first names, but does not allow any of them to call him by his first name. When Jane insists that it must be a two-way street, he fires her. It's like, hey, Jim, how's it
What the
going?
fuck?
He's all right. Yeah,
What the
come to my
fuck?
office in 2 seconds.
While you're taking that quiz, I guess we'll just kind of pick at some of the remaining smaller topics, and then we can end off with our quiz results. But um, one of the greatest UFC fighters of all time, Conor McGregor, has been found guilty of sexual assault in Ireland
Yes,
or the
I saw that
UK.
too. There, like a reporter
One of the
was
two.
asking, like, you know, What are you gonna say now? You know, are you gonna apologize for what you did? You just kept walking.
Yeah. I don't know. I know courts are different, and it's like this way in America too, where the amount of evidence needed for a criminal conviction is, I believe, almost always beyond a reasonable doubt. Beyond a reasonable doubt, but for a civil conviction, which is what he was guilty of,
Yeah.
the bar is a lot lower. I don't know how much I agree with that. Like, it's how OJ was found innocent of killing, supposedly killing, for killing his wife and I forget who the other fucking person was, but he was found innocent in the criminal case, but guilty in the civil case because he more than likely did it. But I don't know. Um, so yeah, the two-time champ is not looking so good. Um, Molly, what are your thoughts about women in the military?
That's stupid. Why is that? Why is that even a question? Still, I saw.
Um,
It was like a U.S. general was just asked the question recently.
yeah, you sent me the
Yeah.
clip. Yeah.
I feel like it's just obviously, obviously yes. Like as long as they're upheld by the same standards. But no. Sorry, I'll let Molly answer.
Um, Great for the women that want to be in the military. That they have the option to.
I think now that we've proven that they can serve in the military, that they should be required to be registered for the draft as well.
I think we should get rid of the draft.
I'm more in favor
The
of that,
draft is already
honestly.
gone. It's not even in.
Then selective service. Then selective service. All right.
Then I mean, yeah. I mean, if one side is doing it, then the other side should too.
Yeah. No, I agree with that clip where he basically said, as long as the standards are
Yeah.
met, it does not matter who shot the 7.62 into your fucking head. You're still dead.
Exactly.
I have no issue with that. But so I guess I can ask you because you have firsthand experience. Do women have different standards and they're supposed to serve in the same unit as you?
Yeah. I mean, they have different standards.
That's fine. That's
It's
trash.
lower,
No.
and the PT test is also slightly easier for them. By slightly, it feels like a lot.
Yeah. So let's say in America's involved in another. We get into war with Iran, and you're deployed. If you were deployed, you would be, you jump out of a plane into a combat zone, and you'd be on the ground with other guys and other
Well,
women,
let's
right?
pretend I'm infantry, and this is, that kind of scenario, sure.
I don't know. How would you feel? Because you'd be the one that would be actively experiencing this. Would you feel okay with
So
the
if
women
I'm
who have lower
jumping out of a
physical
plane
standards?
and it's, LGOP, where it doesn't matter, because we're all spread out. The whole idea is you just meet up with a small group of people if you can, and then you try and maneuver to the checkpoint. At that point, I really don't care who's with me as long as there's someone who's at least competent. But if it's like, we're going to roll like a real scenario where we'd roll in, we'd just be driving there, setting up our device and then leaving it there. I'd rather obviously be, a team of um, competent males because setting up the device that we have takes, quite a bit of. Like, I'm not saying a woman can't do it. I'm just saying, like, if shit goes down, we need to, like, quickly pack up and get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
more more than, you know, more often than not, if you're on details or something, you'll see like a lot of women standing around because, they're heavy boxes. Men can do it, which is kind
Yeah.
of funny because, again, it's supposed to be kind of like the same standards, but
Yeah. So how do you think women should fit into the military then if the standards have to be the exact same? I mean, I'm sure there's some women out there who can meet the exact same standards that you're subject to,
yeah, I mean,
but
I've seen that before too, where they're like super fucking strong and, for who they are. So it's like definitely possible. So I think there should be a standard, and I feel like the standard for the males isn't even that high to begin with.
yeah. So you want to increase standards across the entire board?
Uh, we could keep it where it's at, and then just I don't know because we still want
Bring the women.
females to join, have that opportunity, but at the same time, you should want like there to be like a good standard across the board, and not like so. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they determine the PT test. I don't know because obviously they're like biologically predetermined to physically be not have as much muscle mass.
Yeah.
Their hips are shaped different and all this other shit that goes on. So I don't know. I feel like no matter what, the standards do kind of have to cater to the gender, just because they're biologically different. I guess
Mhm.
yeah, just raise it for both at this point. Just raise the standard for both people.
Make the women's standards equal to men's and raise the men's for themselves.
Yeah, sure. Why not? But then if
Yeah.
we do that, then we have a less people. We already have a recruiting crisis.
Yeah. It definitely would help.
So that's the reason why they're, not like the most amazing right now. If you want really good standards, then go fucking special forces. So
Yeah. Well, that's what I did,
yeah.
and it was too easy, so that's where I left it.
Well, that's what my dad said, was that if I was gonna join, then I would just go special forces.
You should have joined. You should do that
I
before
don't
you
want
leave,
to
just to
because
like
that's
say,
just
I
gonna
actually
add.
did it. I
I literally can't because unless I extend for another year, because I have to have like at least 2 years on top of at least 2 years within or left of service to do that.
yeah,
But that would be a good power move.
it would. Um, I guess the last of these topics that sound interesting to talk about. Hopefully, you guys are wrapping up your quiz because once you guys are done, I'm going to take it. Police immunity. I know this was something that Trump talked about restoring police immunity. Um, there has to be levels to this. You can't grant total immunity, but there has to be like I don't know what has to be, but I feel like it makes sense that there is some immunity. Like if you have a unwilling suspect who you're pretty sure he's committed a crime, etc., etc. You have good reason to arrest him. If he's physically fighting back, and you have to use force to get him to cooperate, and you accidentally break one of his fucking ribs, is that person allowed to sue you?
I feel like, I
Um,
mean, again, that's why court cases exist. It depends on the situation, right? If they're using proper amount of force and then his ribs just happen to break, or if it was someone who just slammed dunked on the ground, they're using way excessive force for an unarmed person. I feel like
yeah,
that there should be zero. I feel like there should be zero immunity and just better training. Why are we giving
yeah,
people who are shitty trained, or why are we giving shitty trained individuals immunity to, like, I get it, like, to an extent. Obviously, I've never been in law enforcement, but, like, there's probably, like, always a concern, like, oh, shit, if we do this, if we fuck this up, I'm out of, I guess I'm gonna look bad because yeah, they don't really fire them. They just go to a different precinct.
Yeah. Well, so this is why I wanted you to watch that fucking George Floyd documentary
Yeah.
I did, but the really like one of the more fucked things about that was there's a lot of fucked things just in general, but that photo of you see the officer like kneeling on George Floyd's neck,
Yeah.
supposedly. Um, one, I don't think he was kneeling on his neck. I think it was to like his left shoulder. The police body cam footage shows that, and that footage wasn't allowed to be used in the trial,
Interesting.
which is fucking. The judge was fucking terrible, but no. So that technique is called the MRT, maximal restraint technique. It was taught to all Minneapolis police officers. It was in their fucking training manual. Exact figures. It was they were taught that technique in terms of like how to restrain an uncooperative suspect. So then, when the chief of police of Minneapolis gets up on the stand and is asked about what is this? Have you seen this before? He says no. I don't know what kind of improvised technique this is. Um,
That's wait. You said the chief? This was an improv. Okay, it's from his own training that he delegated pretty much, because I'm sure he has
yes,
control over it.
yes.
It's actually
So
hilarious. Can you
it's
imagine, like, the very like figurehead of your organization like goes up there and you're like, oh, thank God, someone to finally back me up. He just pulls
yeah,
that out of his head. Like, what is that? What's going on here?
yeah. No, it's like I'm fine with having an issue with that policy. All right, if you think that's an excessive, I can kind of understand. Like if the officer makes a miscalculation or if they place their knee in the wrong spot, then yes, that can lead to fatal
Right.
consequences. I don't have an issue with like debating the merits of that particular restraining technique, but to just lie on stand that no, we've never seen this. When there's, let me fucking pull it up so I can just send you a photo. And for anyone who's listening currently, which I know you're not, but you can see it in the chat. Um, okay, so I'm gonna send you a photo of what the MRT is supposed to look like, and then that's the photo of the guy with his knee on George Floyd's neck. Um, the fact that like they didn't, from what I saw of the body cam footage, it it had a different angle to it. I don't know,
Interesting.
but I don't know. To get back to like the overall point, I think it does need to be like a context by context basis.
Yeah.
If it's reasonable, if this is their training, this is what they were taught to do, then we can argue getting rid of the training or changing the training. I have no issue
That's
with that.
been my point my entire time. Is yeah, for like the past couple of years, just even ever since pretty much ever since this happened. Just I don't know. I'm not trying to do an I told you so because I know you're on the same page, but I'm just saying, I feel like
Yeah,
across the board it should be recognized that especially with that, we should definitely like just fix up the training. And yeah, even if
yeah,
yeah, that is seen as excessive force or whatever, then just reflect that in the training. I feel like that's fucked, dude. Can you imagine like literally going by like your standards that you were taught?
yeah. You should watch that
Yeah.
documentary. It's good. Uh, I don't know. Like, as far as that case, I don't think George Floyd deserved to die,
Yeah.
but I'm almost of the opinion that he killed himself. I am of the opinion that he basically killed himself.
How so?
So his toxicology report showed, I believe, like 19 milligrams of methamphetamine, 11 milligrams of fentanyl, when a lethal dose is typically 3
Jesus
milligrams.
Christ.
On the body cam footage, you can see as soon as the interaction between him and the first officer starts, he looks like he's swallowing something, likely drugs, because he's been convicted of that in the past. And the last time that he was pulled over, the same thing happened where an officer saw him put something into his mouth and swallow it, and the officer told him spit that shit out. So in the body cam footage as well, you can see him like he's freaking the fuck out because he doesn't want to go to jail or prison. He starts hyperventilating. He starts resisting. He's not complying. He's not getting in the back of the squad car. He's constantly fighting and struggling. And even when they get George Floyd on the ground in that photo I just sent, it took them 36 seconds to call for an EMT to arrive after he hit the ground. 36 seconds, which I know there was a lot of reporting saying it took them like 7 minutes to do that. That's just blatantly false. And then the EMT arrived, and there was the fire department truck that got sent to the wrong address somehow.
Okay.
And then even the fucking EMT vehicle, like their oxygen respirator mask, wasn't hooked up
Okay.
within the EMT itself. So they couldn't actually, they weren't properly equipped. Someone failed a fucking safety check or whatever the fuck. They didn't set up the equipment properly. So I mean, I think obviously he wouldn't have died if the police hadn't come up to him and started their investigation as to why he had a fake bill.
Yeah.
But I don't think he did himself any favors by taking a lot of drugs while also just having recovered from COVID.
Okay.
And saying that it was affecting his breathing, and then basically hyperventilating. Like, even 2 different autopsy reports showed that George Floyd didn't die of asphyxiation. And they found that he, was pretty unhealthy overall. And then the autopsy done by a physician paid by the family stated that he was perfectly healthy. So I don't know. Watch the fucking documentary, all right? It'll do a better job of explaining it than I did. But I'm guessing you guys are done with the quiz because I should take it so I can see what I have.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so this is literally to help that this is like what they would call a recovery position to like kind of help them until the EMS arrives.
Oh, the MRT? Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so look at that top bulletin point as well.
Sudden cardiac arrest typically occurs immediately following a violent struggle. Yeah. Was he struggling? Was he like resisting a lot?
Yes.
And the second one is just place the subject in the recovery position to alleviate positional asphyxia.
I don't know. I still think it's fucked that they didn't even allow body cam footage in the trial at all.
Yeah. Well, then, what's the point of having body cam footage if you can't use it in trial for or against the police officer?
I mean, it was so one other point that documentary brought up was that there were a lot of people outside the courtroom every fucking day. They had barricades set up, they had National Guard out there. So jurors, when they walked outside the building, they saw this mob of fucking people. I think the message that the documentary implied that if you did not convict the 4 officers, that there was going to be more fucking riots. There was going to be absolute anarchy.
Yeah. I mean, especially since those riots happen as well. Like just
Yeah, they had happened just weeks prior. Well, actually, a couple months prior because the trial didn't start until I believe the next year. Yeah, but No, it's yeah. I don't know. Trials, they shouldn't be decided by mob mentality. They should be about what happened. I don't think I'm saying anything fucking Shakespearean here, but what actually happened, and not what the public thinks. I mean, that was the case with what's his fucking name, Kyle Rittenhouse.
Yep.
The immediate narrative was that he was looking to fucking kill people. I mean, I don't know all the details of that case anymore. I remember following it when it was happening, but no, they were able to prove that he, reasonably acted with self-defense in mind, and he wasn't trying to just gun people down for the. But like, the initial message was he's a killer, white supremacy, etc., etc. I don't know. I feel like our justice system is fucked. I mean, it also reminds me of how all the charges against Trump are getting dropped. Like the hush money trial sentencing that's being postponed indefinitely.
Why?
Because he's going to be the president.
So they're just ending the. I mean, they can still do trials while he's president, right?
They already did the trials. It was for sentencing. The sentencing date has been pushed back indefinitely.
Mm.
It just feels like they didn't really mean it. It was just kind of a thing that we were trying to say, but now that, didn't really work out. Oh, well, let's just let it go, I guess.
Maybe he knows some people. Or like, he promised them something. If I become president, I can give you this.
Maybe.
Or they just know that like if they do that, he can just pardon himself. If that's even possible.
Yeah. I mean, that was. I mean, this just happened with his former attorney general pick, Matt Gaetz, who I'm kind of conflicted about the guy because I like him, or at least a couple of things that he said. Like he's one of the few congressmen who have actually tried to introduce anti-Congress corruption bills, as in like no stock trading. Very anti-war on both sides, like no Ukraine, Russia war. We need to end this. We shouldn't be giving out money to Ukraine. We shouldn't be funding Israel's war against Gaza. So like he has some good takes, but he was also accused, and the Department of Justice ended up dropping or never pursue the charges. We don't know why, but of having sex with a 17-year-old. So that's what he was accused of. And there was, I don't know, it's a whole fucking story, but it doesn't. He's not going to be attorney general. He stepped down because it was becoming too much of a controversy. So now Trump's like other lawyer is going to be attorney general, and you know, I think Washington is okay with some kind of corruption. Like if you're financially corrupt, if you're like us, that's fine. We have no issue with that. But like if you're, against our kind of corruption, then you can go fuck yourself.
I guess one thing we haven't talked about yet is AI energy. I mean, there's not much.
You can talk about it. I gotta finish this quiz.
I haven't even finished mine yet. But yeah, so energy drink. I think it was made by the same people who made same person who made Bang. And yeah, so zero environmentally destructive, zeros cyanocobalamin, zero alpha GPC, which may negatively impact cardiovascular health and cause arteriosclerosis. over. Okay, so whatever. I'm just reading the fucking footnotes. I just think that's funny. That says 0 environmentally destructive. To say that, like, whatever. Anyway, this guy, he created AI energy. It's not on retail. It's just something you can buy online. You can talk to an AI chatbot.
Interesting.
On their website. But all their advertising, their fucking decals in the can, and probably even the logo is all AI. So, like, it's literally just like a cheap way to make fucking their shitty ass advertisements and shit. I don't know. I think it's stupid. I think that AI, like modern AI, is not AI, and we're using that very loosely. Especially with like other products that are just throwing it in the name. Like, it's not, I don't know. It's not like real artificial intelligence. It's like, the hoverboards. They're not real hoverboards. They're just fucking 2 wheels that you ride around. The Segway without the fucking handlebars. So what are we going to call real hoverboards? Or what are we going to call, real AI when that comes out?
Yeah.
It's just going to have to be like UAPs. They had to change their name because UFOs was associated too much with aliens.
Yeah.
But yeah, just looking at all the fucking
Dan turns up the TV just as his father was talking about his military service.
that's morally okay.
Jane's boss, yeah.
I mean, some of these are like, okay, so what?
The fuck?
Man orders a custom-built sex doll designed to look just like his niece. Whoa!
Yeah, alright. I didn't put... It's like 1 away from all the way not okay.
Wait, why is that 1 away?
The only ones I've put fully not okay are the ones involving animals.
What about its, this brother and sister? They took a...
Oh, that one I put that one fully not okay.
Oh, God.
It's just a sex doll, alright? It still
looks like his niece.
It's still fucked up.
I mean, I guess yeah.
That's just predatory in a whole
Well, what if
level,
what if they were over 18? You don't know that.
That should be made to look like her.
What if she's over 18?
It wasn't
the way you like tell me things, you make it seem like I'm defending that. Like I think it's okay. I don't. On a scale of like 100 to 90, I think it's 90 in terms of not being okay. I still think it's fucked up, but it's a doll. Mm-hmm.
He made to look like her.
I get that. I read.
It wasn't like he. Just
I read the question.
Found it.
I read the question. I read the question. I read the question.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean that she's like under 18 either. It could be a niece that's like 24.
Okay, but how many nieces is someone gonna have that like has been an adult the whole time you've known them?
You could be 40 and think your fucking niece is hot. It doesn't.
That's weird. It's still definitely weird, but
it is weird.
If you knew them as a child, it is
all right. If
like it is...
the question, all right, if they were 40 and they got a sex doll that looks like 8-year-old niece, that would be 100% not okay.
No, even
they
if
didn't. Yeah.
They're a full-on adult now. If they knew them as a child, that is still incredibly weird and creepy.
I agree.
Dude, I put that to a 0 because even if I met someone and like I had a crush on them, and then I just must have made the doll to look just like them, I think that would still be fucked up. I feel like that'd be weird still. Like, it doesn't matter if they're related or not.
And I got another question about you, Jason. An army lieutenant neglects to file a report on a civilian killing done by his troops because he knows that it was an accident.
Interesting.
All right, let's see. I have no one strongest moral foundation. My morality is closest to that of a left liberal.
Whoa! This is interesting. Hannah inherited an old flag of her country from her father, but has never used it. One day, when Hannah was cleaning the house, she discovers that she is out of rags, so she uses the flag as a rag to clean the house.
I left it in the middle. Actually, no, I think I put it slightly okay.
I'm just doing not okay because, like, can you imagine? Like, it's an old piece of history, regardless of like it's your country's flag or whatever. Like, it's something you inherited from someone who cares about you.
Well, yeah. If it was me, I wouldn't fucking do it. But like, if ever, I'm not gonna be super offended. I think it's dumb, but like, it's okay.
Maybe I just get too
Sure.
emotional.
Interesting. So that political quiz said I'm ambivalent right, but my morality is closest to that of a left liberal.
Whoa, right?
Interesting.
I also got.
Oh, so we both got left liberal?
Yeah. What was your strongest moral? You didn't have one?
You guys,
Yeah.
you guys should have screenshotted.
No. I can just. I mean, I can screenshot. I still have it open.
Whoa. What'd you do for the... Adam and Beth have been dating for 3 years. Adam is reluctant to have children, so Beth tells him that she's on the pill when she isn't.
Not okay.
Yeah.
That's what my mom did.
That's not okay.
All right, I finally got to the army lieutenant one.
I'm guessing you're gonna put it's okay.
I won't tell you what I did. Because I know it was an accident that I put it in there.
It's yeah, you knew it was an accident. That's good.
No, I did like one away from not okay. Because I feel like at that point the only reason he reported it, I mean, I'm thinking too far into these questions. But the only reason he, didn't report it up is because it was probably his fault. Because they're the ones who are given the bad intel. Or they were given bad intel, obviously. Unless they were just going off and they're just improvising. Then obviously, yeah, that's fucked up.
Ooh, I might take one more quiz. This is to determine how much of a fascist I am.
I still think that one's funny. Can you imagine, like, he's watching the game and it's like, hey, Dad, I just made it back from basic. And he just turns it up, you hear the announcer.
I think that's okay.
Yeah.
It's perfectly fine. Yeah. In fact, it's more than okay. It's funny.
That's fucked up.
It'll happen to you one day. All right.
I'm not going to go out of my way to
your
tell
kid
people about it.
No, you'll be telling your kid about how you jumped in a plane and he'll just turn on his fucking TikTok brain rot and drown you out. It'll be good.
It's not even, like, directly, like, tied to the military either. It's just like, oh my god, he's fucking talking again.
He just, yeah, I can imagine. He just, like, says that without even acknowledging your presence.
And then I go on Fortnite that night to complain to you. And then we, like, lose every match.
Yeah.
You know, because I can never win. Not even in real life.
Yeah. I think it'd be, I don't know, if my kid did that to me, like, on one, obviously I'd be a bit annoyed and upset. But I like to think I'd also just, like, be able to take a step back and think how fucking funny it is.
Yeah.
I'd like to be able to. I probably wouldn't be able to, but oh my god, are you almost done yet?
Sorry, I'm trying to figure out if wearing white soccer shoes at a black soccer shoes event is okay or not.
I said it's okay.
Like, it didn't.
Yeah.
I don't.
What? Tips for helping kids during the trial of Derek Chauvin.
Like, I'm gonna date a woman who looks like my overweight bulldog.
I said that's okay.
Yo.
I think I just did neutral for that one.
Like, it's fucked up,
Yeah.
but, like, you're okay to say it. It's okay.
Like, I'm gonna judge the person for saying it, but, like, you can say it.
Yeah.
I don't.
Oh, so all of a sudden.
A new action figure becomes all the rage among the boys in Timmy's class. Oh, fucking. So they're just fucking scalpers? They bought all the action figures, leaving none for the other. Why would you even do that? They're just fucking malicious. I mean, I guess they are in their right, but they're scalpers, so that's not okay. The unlicensed medical practice is kind of like, it depends on, like, if it's readily readily available inside the contract, that, like, you see it, or if it's like in, like, the 6th page, you know, 4th footnote or some shit, you know.
One side on the not okay for that one.
Yeah, I don't know. Really depends. Like, if it said all bold letters, like, I am not a licensed medical practitioner.
Yeah. But like, I don't know, because I try and also think like practical human nature. Like, no, there would be some motherfucker who puts that on page 11
Yeah.
in the very bottom left corner.
Yeah.
Barely
Or
knows
on the
about
other
fucking
hand, there is gonna
health.
be some dumb motherfucker that like read or like doesn't read the front page
Yeah,
and then gets
yeah.
confused when like, what? You're not licensed? It's like, bro, it's on the sign outside. While on a live on-air TV show, a man kills a baby rabbit with a knife. All right. I forgot. For some
That
reason, I didn't
one,
register baby for a second. That's needless.
that
If
one
it was
got a
just a
full
rabbit, then it would just be a question of what kind of show is it. But
interesting.
you know, if it's a survival show or something, and like this is how you kill and skin a rabbit.
Yeah, but like, I don't want to see that.
Well, then don't watch the live on-air
I guess,
TV show.
I mean, I guess like absolute survival. Yeah, it'd probably be good to know how to
Yeah.
do that. But like,
This one was actually made news, right? A Christian bakery refuses to custom
yeah,
decorate.
this was
Yeah,
Colorado State Supreme Court. I put it okay. Um, just find a different cake company
I
or
mean,
do it
yeah.
yourself.
That's kind of like with the school one where like they're not allowed to bring Muhammad into school or some shit.
I mean, that one I put it's
I
okay.
did it's okay
Just like,
because, it could be a Christian school or some shit, It could be a private school that like the parents agreed to this.
yeah. I mean, if you're just bringing in drawings and you're not like pushing into people's faces or just it's okay to bring a fucking drawing of someone to school. I don't care who it is.
Yeah.
Would you be okay if your kid brought Osama bin Laden's like letter to school
What do you mean by letter? How did he get access to it?
after 9/11? I mean, there's digital copies of it, so what if he just like hand wrote it? He wrote a letter or wrote a statement, I guess, about why he committed, or plotted the 9/11 terror attacks. Like specifically, what about America he fucking hates and what he was trying to accomplish with
Yeah.
this. Yeah.
That would be kind of like
Would you be okay?
concerning. That like why are you so interested in Osama bin Laden that you printed out a letter and brought it to school? But like it depends on like what it's for. Like if it's for a project and it's part of his physical presentation.
No, your kid happens to agree with it, thinks
Okay,
America is
then
very
obviously yeah, that would
imperialist
be
and
problematic.
problematic. Okay, but your kid just wants to talk to his friends about how imperialistic America is toward the Middle East. We
That
should.
would be
I want to
interesting.
read that letter though, because I've been also hearing AI translated speeches of Hitler. Um, it's
And you're
interesting.
starting to agree with them. That's fucked up.
And he's not just saying like constant batshit things. He's still trying to win a country over, to appeal to the average person.
Yeah, so he
I don't know.
knows
We
so
should
he's
look.
really good at social engineering. He's just good at, gathering large groups of people and like no one ever said he was bad at like giving speeches. He was great. He obviously knew what he was saying and
Yeah,
he knew how to gather people and kind of unite them and
yeah. Well, do you think like speeches like that should be banned?
I mean no, because no matter what, you know, I feel like that's obviously falls under free speech. Like, what, you want the
Then
government
what
to
about
tell you how you should be able to speak?
no?
Yeah,
I don't.
so obviously not.
So should Osama bin Laden's letter be banned?
Who said that they wanted to ban it?
TikTok banned it.
Interesting.
It was a trend for a while apparently. Like you could just see slides of that letter, and then it got brought attention to someone, and yeah, they started taking them down. I mean, it's just banned on TikTok. Ooh, whoop de fucking do. But
What does this mean? In sex education class, the students are asked to inflate a condom without their mouth. Or with their mouth? What?
I put, I think, 2 on the side of not okay.
Why were they taught
Like,
that?
you can talk to kids about condoms, but you don't need to like. It just feels
Here's a
weird.
condom. That's just weird. His dog has 4 puppies. She can only find a home for 2 of them, so she kills the other 2 with a stone to the head. That's how I'm going to finish this quiz. Completely okay.
Jeez, This is fuel for our boxing match, right?
This is interesting. We pretty much match on liberty. Almost.
What do you mean? Oh,
Purity. Purity,
yeah,
we pretty
yeah,
much
pretty
match. Authority, that's pretty close. This is weird. Loyalty.
You're a bit higher, I think.
Fairness.
No,
You're higher on the
yeah,
liberal
you're a bit
side.
higher. What does it say you are?
What was your strongest moral foundation?
I don't have one.
Why? It didn't say one?
You have you have no one strongest moral foundation.
What do you mean?
That's what it says.
Oh, shit. What about Molly? What was hers?
Purity.
Purity?
Why'd you send your guys' in literally everyone? I sent it in the same one that the test was sent in.
That makes sense. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna like take a screenshot of both of them. Purity.
You care, Jason.
Oh, I care.
I think I was tied with care and liberty.
My care and fairness are tied for second.
Wait, no, on the graph. My care is. Wait, no, that's your graph. Yeah, I'm tied with care and purity.
So does that mean you care for people or you just give a shit about more stuff?
I don't know. I'm a left liberal, morally, I guess.
We all are.
I don't know
Great.
Yeah, we're a fucking think tank.
Yeah, we're a fucking hive mind over here. Where the fuck?
I mean, I guess I'm politically different according to these quizzes, so that's good. definitely slightly different from you two. Because didn't you guys get the same answers on that politic one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. You and Jason are fucking echo
We're
chambers.
super liberal. I don't know. I still don't think that like I'm either side. And I did like no for that flag one. But mostly because it was like, you know, it was a hand me down.
Yeah. Anger test, autism test, psychopath test. I'd fail that one.
That's cringe.
What?
I would fail that one for sure.
I meant like I'm not a psychopath.
The way you said it too.
I meant it totally like I'd fail it
Yeah.
and I'm not a psychopath. I can try and be. Is that what you guys want?
No. Bipolar test. Depression.
Ooh,
Why is there 2 depression tests?
different screening measures. I don't know. Alright, well, the bipolar test can be taken in 3 minutes, so.
This is what I look like when I'm angry. I'm low-key a psychopath and a sociopath.
I don't think you're either of those, unfortunately.
Unfortunately. Isn't it a good thing not to be? Alright, send me that test, whatever you're about to do.
It's a bipolar test. You're not gonna pass, alright?
What does pass mean in this sense?
You're not gonna pass.
3-minute bipolar test. Why is it 3 minutes before your like emotions switch over or what?
It's only 10 questions.
Yeah, because you can so easily tell.
I mean, so far the first question was right for me, so.
Oh. Mild indication of bipolar. Whatever, these are just fucking
Yeah, that
questions,
tracks.
man. What the fuck does that mean? What do you mean it tracks?
It's just funny to say.
All the cocaine I've been taking, it's fucking with me. I want to take cocaine again.
Interesting.
It's fun, dude. It's fun. Avengers test. Oh, fuck yeah.
Cringe. He keeps sending these tests. Like, if you're gonna do them.
I'm not taking the Avengers test. I'm not taking that. Husband test.
Trumpism test. You should definitely take
Marital
that
rating.
one.
Alright, send it because I want to take it after the husband test.
I don't need to take the husband test.
Yeah, I know you'd be a shit one. I want to rate myself. The husband bring guests home for meals without warning his wife. It's kind of a dick move. We need to get you help. You need to. I think we should get Molly some antidepressants. I think we need to start medicating
Interesting.
Molly. She got full blown bipolar.
Damn. That's insane.
In clinical contexts, it is likely that your case would warrant active treatment in the form of psychotherapy, behavioral intervention, and/or medication. Group and family support might also be in order. We need to take you to a fucking doctor. What the fuck?
I was just answering. Honestly, I wasn't actually trying to get an answer.
I feel like these questions are.
I feel like they're too broad. I feel like they're like they can also be other things.
Well, yeah. I mean, I guess I've lived with someone that was kind of bipolar. I mean, I'm sure it's different in most people, but like, at least when it comes to like the mood swing side of things, you're not like from one extreme end to
Yeah.
another. You're more from like -10 to 10, -20 to negative +20. It's not like extreme, but there is like, yeah.
Molly, you need to take this.
Okay.
All right, folks. This is
I
the
can't
quiz
even do the
section.
first one. I feel most powerful when others are drawn to me because of my allure. What is my allure?
Well, do you feel powerful when like people are drawn to you?
I mean, not really.
You
Kinda.
really? Yeah, you do. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I use gossip or criticism to influence what others.
Why am I getting an attention?
You know, I don't need to do this test.
Oh, I
I'm not
want
going to do it. I don't need
Yeah.
to do it.
I think you need to.
I'll take a toxic masculinity test. Racism test. I feel like if you're doing the racism test,
You'd pass.
hey, look at like the difference of the logos. For the toxic or femininity test, it's just a female. You know, it looks like a powerful woman. For the men, it's just like melting, disgusting biological rot.
Well, this is toxic femininity right here, thinking that, as long as you're attractive, it's okay to be toxic.
Yeah.
Is it not?
I mean, it kind of is, yeah. You get a pass.
Wait, what? As long as you're attractive, what?
Look, if she's attractive, it's like more okay to be slightly more toxic. It's easier to put up with.
I mean,
It's just easier.
maybe
right?
for some people, yeah. Yeah, I could see that. I could.
I mean, Molly could be like a couple of degrees more toxic, and I'd still probably put up with it.
Well, don't tell her that. She's gonna get an idea.
You thinking that?
Okay, that's stupid. Alright, I guess the fact that like I did get angry at this question. The first question I got was, it is easy to make me angry. That's a dumb question for the first question.
It is a dumb question.
For toxic
Yeah.
masculinity? Why is there 35 questions for the males?
Well, because men are very emotionally complex.
Oh, okay, yeah, and females, they only need 24 questions because they.
Well, yeah, females are simple-minded and easy to
You're right.
control and manipulate, whereas males.
Do you need to take that toxic masculinity test like right now?
Have you heard of the show Big Brother? Like on CBS? It's like a reality contestant TV show.
Yeah.
They're hiring for their season next summer. So I sent a submission video and I tried to just like improv it, and my message was something along the lines of like, I love manipulating people. It's really fun. I'm good at
Yeah.
it. My girlfriend can attest to that.
That would be awesome.
I don't think I'm gonna get selected, but
Dude, what if you are? They joined you just for the drama and shit.
That'd be crazy. I don't. All right, you need to like take a look at some of the cast members of Big Brother. I do not look like a cast member of Big Brother ever. I don't have that Hollywood plastic surgery face.
Some of the ones from the clips that we were watching also did not have that kind of look.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's possible, but like, I also sent in a pretty bad fucking submission. Like, the lighting was dog shit. I did not try. But like, someone will probably see it, so you never know. They could think I'm funny.
Do you guys expect me to use violence to defend my reputation if I have to?
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you
Look, if someone
serious?
like if we're at a bar and like someone's like picking on you, poking you, calling you a bitch, chicken shit, if you don't do something, I'm gonna kind of think less of you.
Are you serious? Well, what if I just said
A
fuck you
little
and I
bit.
just left the bar?
I mean, that's okay. Well, that's doing
still
something.
doing something.
Yeah, I'd be like, okay, you did something. But if you're
Use
just gonna like, sit
violence
there and
though.
take it, all right. If you don't use violence, I wouldn't lose respect. But if you did use violence, it'd be like, oh shit, okay, fuck it, I'll back you up. Yeah.
Damn. I know if I agree to this, it's gonna make me look more toxic because this is what I think. You know, I have to use violence because my friends told me to.
I'll take that. Well, I have to take the fucking Trump quiz, but then I'll take
Yeah.
toxic masculinity. All right. What? I'm a below average husband. Go fuck yourself.
They found
I
the
literally
TikTok video.
these questions.
They found the
are
sandwich
stupid.
TikTok video.
I took that video down.
Why?
Why?
Well, I privated it. It's still
It's still
there.
on
It's
still on
you know,
YouTube.
it's not. You should private that.
Why?
It's a bad look.
No, it isn't.
It's a joke.
It's a bad look. You can't joke about beating your girlfriend, all right? It's not fucking funny, guys.
You're the one that wanted to do the video.
Shut up! Don't say that.
I still
Don't
was.
say that it
I
was
thought it
my
was funny
idea.
because of the voiceover. Did I make the
Yeah,
sandwich
voiceover
wrong?
was funny. I think we need to do a redo, but like the actual physical beating is more realistic.
Yeah, I hurt my knee during that video.
Well, that's good. We can hurt your face now too.
Damn.
We really got to have you to sell it.
No, it's good. We'll revamp it, but except it's you giving it to her, and then she's beating you up because it's better. Like it doesn't look as bad if a woman abuses a man.
Yeah.
Or if you want, I can just like sub in for the wife.
Yeah, that could work.
Does being around gay people make you uncomfortable?
Depends.
Depends on what.
Depends. You're tied.
So I guess you're not really toxic, are you? A mean girl? You're less of a mean girl.
You're more femme fatale and eternal daughter. I don't know what eternal daughter is.
I don't either.
I know what a femme fatale is.
You don't know what that is.
It's like kind of like a siren. You're seductive and alluring, but you're kind of like dangerous. I think that's typically the stereotype.
I think I'm entitled to more respect than the average person. A man should always have the final say about decisions in his relationship or marriage.
That's where these fucking.
Why did it ask me that again?
Did you not know that before?
No, I thought they were supposed to be up and down. What's that? Oh, they're already up. Shut up. I don't want to hear.
People sometimes bother me just by being around me. I mean, it depends, yeah. Like today, the fucking store was packed full of people because Thanksgiving's coming up, and yeah, that was kind of annoying.
All right, I just want to ask you guys this question. Does America as a country have a moral obligation to lead in addressing challenges like LGBTQ rights, gender equality, and climate change across the world?
Wait, what was it?
Does America have a moral obligation to lead in addressing challenges like LGBTQ rights, gender equality, and climate change across the world?
I wouldn't say an obligation.
I mean, I would say that, like, since we're like kind of, the leading freer country because of, our right of free speech, that we have more opportunities to take head first into those issues. I don't think it's like an
In this
obligation,
country,
but I think
in this
we have more
country we
access
can, but
to it, therefore we're normally a figurehead.
Yeah.
I don't know. No.
So that you fully disagree with.
There's only one other, all right? I'm trying to get more agree or disagree because it gives you better answers. I'm trying to.
I dislike the thought of homosexuals working in jobs where they might serve as role models for children. Yeah, I didn't like our music teacher.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He was gay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Secretly, right?
I mean, I don't think he was upfront about it. I don't think he was also like secret about it.
Yeah, that's fair. That's how you should do it.
Just be yourself. And you don't have to project it.
Yeah.
You don't have to like hide it either.
Whatever. This quiz is fucking stupid. Hope you're fucking happy, Jason. Whatever. 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 I voted for it. What the fuck do you want? I agree with some of the things he
Whoa.
says.
Whoa. Your agreement with Trumpism is a high 72.86%. I knew it.
These
I knew
questions.
it.
You know what? I will not be shamed. I will not be silenced. I stand with my president like a patriot.
Jesus Christ. That's terrifying.
Fucking communist. I stand with my president. Fight, fight, USA.
I don't get it. I feel like, you should always, like, even if you like are kind of following someone, there should always be like that, like, okay, but if he does start doing some crazy shit, I'm not gonna like.
Yeah. Yeah, I have that.
Yeah.
I'm hopeful.
Yeah, you voted for him, so like
Oh.
you're obsessed with him.
Fuck you. Fuck you. I'm hopeful.
Yeah.
All right. That's my flaw. I think there's a chance of some things that I think are good that I agree with can happen. Doesn't mean they will, but I'm hopeful. I don't think all of it's great. I don't agree with all of his fucking things. Like some of these questions as well. I can't even fucking go back to it now. Tariffs and protectionism. I think tariffs can be a good idea. It depends on how you do it. I don't think the US should just be like a service-based economy. I think manufacturing is what really put America. It was like one of the things that we used to excel at, and the fact that we've lost it, I don't agree with that. I think manufacturing in America, it can be good. I like the idea of buying American-made goods more than goods made from other countries. On the border, I you know what? Yeah, I kind of fully agree. You need to have a country that actually enforces its border laws.
Right. I mean, what's the point of having a border then?
Yeah. Peace through strength. I I think we could probably cut back on some military spending, but also I don't think we can like cut it in half. I think that'd be a terrible fucking idea. Like, you have to be top dog. In order to be top dog, you have to have the best military. So I think peace through strength, it kind of works. It can work. It's better than peace through hoping that the other guy doesn't fuck you.
Yeah. What the hell?
Drill, drill, baby, drill. I mean, I don't mind alternative energy sources. I think nuclear is fucking great, and I wish they asked about that. I don't think wind and solar is our future. I don't think it's gonna fix everything. Yes, I like America first. I like that. Tax cuts and deregulation. I don't know enough about tax cut codes. Everyone says tax cuts only benefit the rich. I don't know if I trust that. I'm sure disproportionately affects them more, and it'd be cooler if it disproportionately affected me. But if it's helping me, I'm still okay with it, as long as I'm not getting totally fucked. I don't know. And then law and order. Yeah, I think there needs to be some law and order. I mean, obviously, but you can't go too far with it. So fine, whatever. I fucking agree with
Yeah.
him. 72%. Fuck you. Whatever.
I'm a little like upset about. Apparently, my total masculinity is 30%, which is slightly higher than the population average, and that's just because I get angry, easily.
Okay, well, I'm taking toxic
I feel like
masculinity now.
anger shouldn't like determine toxic masculinity. Like just because like I personally like get emotional like easily doesn't mean that I'm like influencing other people. But I don't know.
Okay, but how easily do your other emotions come up?
Like,
would you say anger or
what other emotions?
sadness, joy?
What do those mean?
I mean, there's joy. I just don't feel like I express it as much as other people do. But I don't think it's like, inherently my fault. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, smile?
Yeah, feel the joy.
Like, sadness, like, I feel it, but, like, I don't go out of my way to, like, sit there and waste my time and cry.
Yeah, yeah.
What are you laughing at?
Don't worry about it. It's okay. It's okay, Jason. We still love
What?
you. It's a couples thing. You just wouldn't get it.
What does that mean?
Ooh, if a guy has a girlfriend or a wife, he deserves to know where she is at all times. Yeah, it's for your security and safety.
So am I supposed to like text you when you're at work and update you on every single location I'm at?
You're supposed to let me microchip you.
Okay. That's better.
Okay. It does not bother me to see homosexual couples out in public. Disagree.
Wait, it bothers you?
Wait, oh, no, I'm supposed to say agree. Wait, no. Wait, no, disagree. Yeah. Like I don't get offended if I see two men holding hands. I don't want to see two men just butt fucking each other. That's not my thing. But a real man should have as many sexual partners as he can.
Yeah.
Guys should act strong even if they feel scared or nervous on the inside. I kind of
I
agree.
did neutral on that one because I guess it depends the situation.
Be a man. Don't show fear.
Okay.
Stiff upper lip. All right. I'm entitled to more respect than the average person. Yes. Having a lot of money is especially important to me. You know what? Kind of agree. If I discovered a friend was gay, I would consider ending the friendship.
Did you agree?
No. I wouldn't be tempted to use counterfeit money. Heavily disagree. When I get angry, I calm. All right, well, let me ask you guys this. Whenever you guys have seen me angry, do I calm down faster than most people?
No.
All right.
No.
Fuck you.
I feel like I have no business saying that. I guess, yeah, you're
It's
right.
just
And
like,
my anger is like my closest emotion that I have access to.
I don't know, like if I feel any emotion, it like takes a little bit for me to like let go of it, whatever I'm feeling. You know, I can't just flip a switch. If I'm happy, you know, I'm gonna be kind of in a happy, silly, goofy mood. If I'm angry, yeah, I'm gonna be fucking
I feel
pissy,
like
you know,
it's
and have to work
quicker
out
for
of
me to
it.
like turn off my happiness. You know, if somebody does something that's
Yeah,
like a dick move, like it's just like
yeah,
it's
yeah,
easier to flip the switch. But if it's like anger, then yeah, of course it's gonna take longer to go away.
yeah.
It's not like I can just be happy go lucky the next fucking minute.
I would never accept a bribe, not even if it were very large. Heavily disagree. It is not good for a boy to be taught how to cook, sew, clean the house, and take care of younger children. Heavily disagree. A guy who spends a lot of time on his looks isn't very manly. Disagree. I would be willing to steal $1 million if I knew I would never get caught. Heavily agree. A man who talks a lot about his worries, fears, and problems shouldn't really get respect. I mean, it depends. Depends. Men